Hello viewers, welcome everyone. I am RxOliver and this is the gang. And we've got a new one tonight. This is Against the Starmaster. It's a playtest called Burning Nebula, brought to the table by our wonderful games master Brian. As it's a new game and a few viewers might be joining us for the first time, I'm going to get us all to introduce ourselves and where you can find us and what we do, because we all do our own thing. So besides this YouTube channel you're watching me on now, I, RxOliver, run a Discord for ttrpg gaming and I help people set up groups and find games, so join that as well as checking out some other videos on the channel. I'll go from right to left across the screen, finish with our games master. So, Mr. Chris, would you introduce yourself to the viewers, please?
My name's Chris Kidd. I am a fitness coach who does loads of nerdy things. So if you're interested in getting jacked and rolling dice and playing retro video games, then maybe you should come and like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also find my links in the description.
Thank you very much, Christopher. And Martin, introduce yourself and where we can find you and your services.
Yeah, I'm Martin. I run a prestigious mime and clown college. So if anyone's interested in I'm a DM, so if you want to have fun with me, and you could be a mime or a clown, yeah, you can play Dungeons and Dragons with me, but only 2014, because that's what I allow, because the other one I don't accept as a real place. So you can play with me and pay me, and you can have fun, and we roleplay a lot and make lots of jokes, and I'll be nice to you because you pay me. So
yeah, he won't bully you like he does us. He'll be nice to you when you pay him to play D&D.
I have to be so mean here because then I'm like kissing people's asses when we play D&D because you pay me money.
He's nice when you pay him.
I understand now.
And yeah. Mr. Dustin, introduce yourself, please.
I'm Dustin Smith. I'm with Star City Savages, and some of you might know me from our live play of The Drowned War. So I put out fun little games and occasionally a novel or two.
Watch this space, folks.
Like smut? Like, do you do like RP smut?
Yeah. Watch this space, folks. You'll be first to hear about it. And last but not least, the man that's brought this new game to the table, one of the stars of the channel, one of my favourite games masters ever, Mr. Logan Bryan. Welcome, Bryan. Thank you for bringing this one to us. Introduce yourselves to the viewers. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Bryan. I don't do anything. I don't have a business. I'm not online other than playing with friends. Like, this is what I do. And you can find me here running games with Oliver occasionally, and there's a couple of other places on the internet that I might run some games with people on, but for the most part, that's all you'll hear from me.
So modest, Bryan. So modest. Bryan, Mr. Modest, makes artwork for my overlays and for my games. He made most of the artwork for this one. You're so modest, Bryan. Okay, that's our introduction.
That's the stuff I do for fun.
Yeah, and you make a beautiful job, mate. Thank you very much. So that's our introductions. Bryan, it's all yours.
Okay. Well, yeah, welcome, guys. This is the playtest for Against the Starmaster. It is still in early development. Like, it's a full playtest. You can download it now. I think it's actually at againstthestarmaster.com, if I remember correctly. It's being made by Open-Ended Games, who also made Against the Dark Master, which is currently available. And as I was explaining to the players a little bit before the broadcast, it is essentially the spiritual successor, maybe a little bit of streamlining, but still very much similar to Rolemaster, which has been around for a very long time. And in fact, I think still is around. If I recall, there was another Rolemaster edition released relatively recently, but this is a separate thing by Open-Ended Games.
Never played it, but I believe it's notoriously crunchy. Is that right?
People say it is, but it's actually pretty simple. There are tables.
I love a bit of crunch, mate. I love a table.
I I think sometimes when people referred to Rollmaster as Table Master, that was
That's the one.
potentially
That's the
appropriate.
one. Yeah, that's the one.
The tables are cut down a little bit in Against the Dark Master and Against the Starmaster, but they are still present. And yeah, it's other than that, it's a pretty simple system. It's a percentile system, but you roll high. You always want to roll high, which is different from a lot of the RPGs out there that some of you may have seen and or played. But yeah, this is a playtest, and we're going to jump into it. So we'll start off by throwing this up to get our lead in. Ambushed in deep space. Aboard the Infiltrator-class corvette Nebula, the heroes are heading towards the secret base of the intergalactic resistance, the Conclave, to join the effort against the overwhelming advance of the Starmaster. But disaster strikes when the ship is ambushed mid-flight by a small fleet of Starmaster's interceptors, led by a powerful battlecruiser. With its main power core crippled by enemy fire and trooper bots preparing to board the vessel, the Nebula is forced to attempt a desperate crash landing on a nearby unknown planet. Can the heroes survive the attack and reach their escape pod in time? Or will they go up in flames with the burning Nebula?
Excellent.
So, you are all aboard this ship. I've given you all your backgrounds, whether you've read them or not. It's not super important if you have or not, but you have your backgrounds as to why you're here for various reasons. Do we want to have everybody introduce your characters real quick with names and who you're playing and what little you know about them?
We can do. Shall we go left to right and we'll get you to go first, Dustin? Is that alright, mate?
Certainly. So, I am Strafe Star Chaser. I am the son of a legendary Star Knight who has disappeared. And currently I am myself not a Star Knight, but I am taught their ways, and I seek to find out what happened to my father, because his disappearance is most perplexing to me.
Thank you. Martin, you're next.
Sable Seraphine. I am a feline humanoid who their race has clawed their way into the age of starflight, so I just figured out how to fly a spaceship. She's really cool and has powerful reflexes. Basically, she's like Shitara from Thundercats, but more like wearing a pirate outfit. Kind of. So she's pretty cool.
I'm into that. That's cool as fuck. I love Thundercats. That was one of my very favourites, mate.
Well, that's kind of who I'm seeing. She is, she's basically a cool pirate, and she, but now she's trying to do good, roughly. And it says on my character sheet that I have to do stuff that kind of pisses people off, but you all love me for it. So I have to be mean to you guys.
It actually says that, does it?
It just says a little thing that says...
You'll be wanting to play this character every week if that's the case.
I'm going to read it out so you guys can't shout at me. It says on my sheet, experience points tracker, and it says, what does it say? Let me read exactly the thing it said. Oh no, maybe I lied about it, because I'm sure I said on my
You have
sheet
lied about it.
Maybe I did lie about it. Maybe I did.
You had a dream that your PC had that.
Yeah, maybe it's in my
It might be in the background.
Well, that's enough from you, you liar.
Sorry.
Chris, you can introduce your character next.
My full name, no one can actually pronounce, so I go by Miraz. My brother is known as a massive combatant, but I raise above that, so that's why I have decided to join the Envoy. I'm trained in the arts of diplomacy and leadership, and rather than using weapons in combat, I like to use my silver tongue. Pretty much that's it. My family is quite well known in and about the cosmos, but other than that, you'll find out a wee bit more as we get into it.
Thank you, Chris. I'm Cabe13. Cabe13 is an android of the Cabe series, which are constructs for assault, breach, and elimination, manufactured in the last galactic war. I was part of the war, but the war changed me. I began to deviate from my original program and started to develop decision-making abilities and feelings, what's known as feelings, real sentience. And when the war was over, I became a bounty hunter, and I am currently on the heels of my current quarry, Mr. RxOliver, a high-ranking Zenidian syndicate boss. And I am here with this crew as part of my searching for that gadget. And that's me.
Nice.
A robot. I love
All
robots.
right, well.
Love robots and androids.
Robots are great.
Yeah, you don't have to feed them, they don't sleep.
We are currently on the bridge of the Nebula as the ship rocks from another strike from the powerful weapons of the Starmaster's battlecruiser that is currently bearing down on your position.
And we're crash landed, so we need to get out if there's still shooting.
No, you're in space currently. You are
okay.
still in space. There is a planet nearby that possible crash landing is going to happen. What I do want to ask, though, as I make all of you visible on the bridge, if you guys want to zoom in on the map, you can get pretty close. Which one of you do you think would be working on the scanners?
Hang on, I don't know, my ability to move around the old spare table has stopped. I can no longer move around or zoom out.
You might want to refresh then.
Okay, bear with me a second.
I can zoom in and out, but I can't move my token. Oh
Are
no,
you still
now I can move the token.
I don't know, it's hard to mind. I'm going to refresh it, bear with me. Yeah, I'm good now.
I'm guessing the robot's good with technology. Is that a correct assumption?
Well, scanners, you'd want to be looking at computers.
Right, let me have a look at my character
so that is
computers. I see science.
Out of all of you, that's actually Miraz.
I've got a +10 in computers.
I've got a +15 in computers and a +15 in piloting.
Chris?
I believe Sable is our pilot. She's got +65 if I recall correctly.
Yep.
But yeah, Chris, I think Miraz, you've got +50, I believe, in computers. So
sweet.
Unless you feel yourself above it because you are kind of a noble, do you think you'd be working a console, or do you think you're just kind of on the bridge overseeing everything?
This is I think I missed the attack. I think I've maybe pushed the bot away because I feel like the bot would be able to do enough during mid-flight, but at attack I would take over.
Well, I find it funny. I've got the lowest scoring computers when I am one.
You're a combat machine.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be serious.
Yeah. I've got like a pocket calculator for a brain.
So yeah, maybe Miraz kind of nudges Cabe out of the way to get to a console.
Fair enough.
And you can see on the console that it's just the console is just a jumble of alerts and warning messages. All systems are failing, main thrusters are down, the proximity array, which would alert you of close proximity of other ships and objects, is fried. Inertial dampeners are offline, which means you could be having some issues even moving about the ship in the near future. Do you relay that to everyone else?
Yeah, so I pretty much just be like, Guys, we either gotta land or get out of here. I don't think that we've got the right technology to fight back here. Come on, someone do something.
I'll scoot over
Okay,
to Sable
so-
and...
Hang on. In addition to the four of you, not pictured on the map, there is another person, and that is the captain. You all
we
know
have a
him
captain,
as Captain Dravik. He is actually a captain for the Conclave, and is bringing you all in to the Conclave's secret location, or at least that was the plan. Upon getting the report from Miraz, he starts bellowing orders. Reroute power to secondary thrusters. Someone give me a reading of the pulse scanners. Check if those dampers can be restarted somehow, or this is going to be a really rough landing. And so he hands out these jobs, right? He needs somebody to work with the thrusters. He needs somebody to read the pulse scanners. And he needs somebody to try to repair the inertial dampers.
Okay, time for another look at my character sheet, see if I'm any good at them.
So for the thrusters, that's definitely going to be Sable.
Okay, I'll do the thrusters. I'd love it if the robot can't do anything mechanical. Like, he just
I've
can't do
I've got-
anything,
I've got-
anything to do with that.
It's not great, mate. I've got a plus 25 in mechanics.
I love it, that's hilarious.
So let's, if Sable wants to, let's start with the thrusters.
Okay, so,
Okay, so this is a relatively simple procedure. It's just a standard difficulty piloting roll. That means no penalty.
Okay.
So you're going to roll percentile plus your piloting total.
Okay.
Unless you have any special abilities that might come into play here. Ace is already included. Aces, you actually ignore penalties. So yeah, no, you're just going to roll a percentile with your piloting bonus.
Which is 65, right? That's the
Mhm,
total.
Yep,
65 plus whatever I roll on a D100.
correct.
Cool. Let's see. 74 plus 65.
159, I think.
Oh yeah, don't make me do complicated
No,
maths at
no.
this far.
149. I don't know. I can't even. I'm too stoned.
So just as a reminder, if you want the added help, you can click on the plus or minus button and add a number
you can add the number
on the
in for
dice
you,
tray.
right?
But so 100, what do you roll? 74 in 65, so that would be 139. 139 is a partial success. No, it's a regular success, right? So as I was saying before we started, the difficulties, or rather the success levels, are always the same. 4 or less is a critical failure, 5 to 74 is a failure, 75 to 99 is a partial success, 100 to 174 is just a success, and 175 plus is an outstanding success. So you did succeed. You're able to activate the thrusters with a bit of finagling with the piloting controls, and you get the ship kind of righted so that it's not just in a dead drop, right? Like, you have some control for the moment. That's the best that can be said, but the drive is still out, and there's still alarms going off everywhere. Now, to see how bad things are, we can get somebody to make a computer roll, again probably
me.
Miraz, to read the pulse scanners. This, however, will be, well, we can do it one of two ways. We can either do a computer roll, which will be challenging, which is a -10 penalty, or you could do a perception roll, which is a -20 penalty. It's hard if somebody has perception and would like to use that instead.
I have plus 30 to perception.
So you'd be at a net bonus of +10.
I have 22 in perception. But I have a bonus of 2.
So you'd be at a net bonus of 2.
Come on, that's my best yet.
Okay.
Again, Miraz is still good with computers, but he did already make a roll. Do we want to let Strafe try and do it with the +10 bonus?
Do we have a repair that has to happen?
There is also restarting the inertial dampeners. That is a mechanics roll.
That's
All right,
25.
I have a +30 to mechanics, and I have a companion drone B3DL4M that gains a +90 to mechanical repair.
Oh.
Oh. Sounds like
So
that's a
if-
job for you. I was going to say I could maybe
Yeah.
assist you with that, but it sounds like you've got your own help
So
with that already.
would
I'm
you
just
like?
standing here like a spare brick at an
Yeah.
orgy.
He's got a better robot than you. I love that.
Aye. I'm a spare brick at an orgy at this point, just standing around with my thumb up my
Oh,
arse.
that's funny. I'm reading his name is Bedlam. I don't know if
Bedlam.
anybody else is seeing that, but B3DL4M Bedlam.
That is great, and from henceforth, if anybody wants to do a Cockney accent when he speaks, I'm all for that.
Oh, I gov.
Right then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess Oliver is the voice of Bedlam then.
Ah, no, I can't keep it up. Like, I'm no good with accents.
Okay. So, do you want to have Bedlam then make that test?
Yes. Can Bedlam and I work together to make the test? Because I have.
That is a great question.
Yes.
So, assisting or working with others. I believe you can. Yep, team efforts. Keep in mind, viewers, I'm still learning this system as well. It is a playtest.
There it is, Bedlam.
So, let's see. In certain situations, multiple characters can act as a team.
That's one of the
Only the
things I like
character
about
with the highest. Only the character with the highest total skill bonus rolls. Oh, the outcome affects everyone, so that's not helping. That's just a team situation.
I like the way where you've got it all laid out. We can just kind of, I can show people's character sheets. The viewers can read what we're
Slide
looking
around
at.
to the other ones, yeah.
And also, it zooms really, 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 really far in without losing resolution, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you might have to give it a second to resolve, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty
Actually,
solid.
you know what? I'm
Like, really good.
not seeing anything for helping right now, but I'm going to allow it if you want to help Bedlam.
I would.
So my spot rule for this, I can check the rules later. I'm probably doing something wrong. Sorry, folks at Open-Ended Games. I'm going to say that you add 10% of your rating to the acting character in helping. And this is a situation where you will be able to help. So you said you have what, a 30?
Yes.
So you're going to add 3.
So, it's
All
so you've got plus 93 on it.
Plus 93 will be the test. You're going to still make the roll because it's your companion. But yeah,
Okay.
So you need 7 for a success. That's pretty solid.
that is pretty solid. Still failable, but solid.
Chris, your character sheet is on the owlbear table,
Well,
just,
not
just below
failable.
where the map is.
Okay, so 42, so that brings you up to 139, which is a success. Do you want to tell me what that looks like with... I should have done this with you, Martin, I'm sorry, but you want to tell me what that looks like with you and Bedlam making these repairs?
So I guess I'll do the voice.
Okay.
I'm like, Bedlam, it's very important that we fix the ship now. We have to deal with it. And he's like, Oi! Gammon, just slow down for a minute, you dirty wanker. All you little meatbags and your problems all the time. I mean, can't you just fly around in space like anybody else needs you to? It's like, I don't know what you're saying. Stop speaking that dirty robot language. Just help fix the ship. Go give me my spanner. So I run around getting him tools and bringing them to him. Then he sends me down to the commissary for a pint. And I'm like, why do you need beer? It's like, doesn't everybody need beer?
Here you go,
It's a
Gav.
stressful job.
Oh, sorry, Chris.
Are you this mini robot's bitch? Like, is he like the
It sounds like he's in charge, yeah.
Right.
Love it.
What's his name? What's
Okay.
his name in Fallout 4?
Cogsworth.
No, the one that's Cockney in Good Neighbour. Something
I
what's
can't
his
remember
name?
his name.
Whitechapel Charlie.
Yeah,
It's Whitechapel
alright.
Charlie and Fallout 4. It's exactly what it reminds me of. So Chris was having trouble seeing his character sheet. Let's get that resolved. Chris, can you move around in Owlbear?
Go down.
Can you move around the Owlbear screen? Like, can you click and drag it around?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, if you look down, it's below where the map is.
It's below the map screen, yeah. All the character sheets are down there.
A button that says characters, right?
No. On the
No,
Owlbear main
it's
screen.
all on the table.
Yeah, it's all on the big screen.
It's just all laid out on the one screen, so you just move around. It's down here. Can you see my thing?
Yeah, okay. Oh, no, okay. When you said it was at the below the map, I was looking at where it said characters.
You see that? You see it now, yeah?
Yes, okay, right, okay. It's one big map that has character sheets below it.
Yeah,
Everything is on it like a table, yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Sweet.
Okay, so again, you're the one with the good computer skills. So the final task that you need to handle right this moment is reading the pulse scanners. There'd be a -10 on a computer roll, so you'd have a net roll of +40 if you want to have Miraz do that, or if somebody else wants to give it a go. It's got to be computers, though, because this is working with a console.
I was just...
So I roll +40, is it? Or, sorry. What?
Yeah, you'll get a bonus of 40. Yeah, +40.
Okay, so I'll do the bonus of 40. And then I roll a D100.
Correct.
Which is the one that says 00,
The
right?
bottom one,
Yeah, the one at the bottom. Yep, that's it.
I love learning new mechanics. I love a new mechanics game. It's great fun.
Why have I got 4? Oh,
because you've clicked the advantage.
oh. Well, let's get rid of that, and then I'll just do it right this time.
Yeah, just roll it again. Yeah.
I'll do it right. Do it by the rules there, Chris. Stop making up your own rules.
Stop cheating,
Okay.
Chris.
65.
Ooh, total of 65. Okay, so that is our first failure of the game. Now,
Right, now what's our
We can
meta
eat
currency?
we can eat it, but all of you also have they're still in process of working on this, so it's listed a little bit differently on a couple of the sheets. Strafe's sheet is correct. At the bottom lower right hand side, you'll notice you have drive points. These are also on your token. So drive points are essentially, like you just said, Oliver, the meta currency. You can use drive points to do a few things. You can, it might not actually help you here. You can get a +20 bonus on a roll. So actually that, if you spend a drive point, that would take you to a partial success. You can increase the outcome of skill or resist roll by 1 step, which would essentially do the same thing. You can impose a penalty on someone else. You can recover from bleeding or a minor injury, or you can activate certain special abilities. So it's totally up to you, Chris. If you want to, we can take the failure, or you can upgrade it to a partial success with your drive point. But that's it for your drive point, unless you earn more. There are ways to earn more drive points, but we'll talk about that if you decide to use it.
I'm gonna tell the captain that the last shot that hit us and that stupid driver must have hit a meteorite, because the systems aren't working properly. There's something gone seriously wrong. One of our satellites has been dislodged, or something, because it's not, the readings aren't reading.
Let me have a look at the computer.
You're not allowed to look at the computer. That it says arrow 404 not found.
106.
Well, hang on.
106.
I love that you made the roll, but these are a one roll thing. You don't. Everybody doesn't get to try it.
Okay.
We'll keep that roll for your next thing that comes up, though. How about that? Because that was a pretty decent roll.
It's a sweet roll, Luke.
So it's funny that you described it like that, Chris, because as Miraz is looking at the console, it's kind of staticky. It's difficult to read the phase pulse, but you do register at the very last moment that some kind of debris, or possibly, as you described, an asteroid, strikes the ship, and you can all feel the ship lurch, and you hear a groan of some kind of, probably some kind of structural damage that you're going to have to deal with. Now, while you may have dealt with some of the immediate issues, Captain Dravik is still... he's nonplussed. And he looks at all of you and says, I've seen enough battles to recognize one I can't win. We can try and keep these interceptors busy, but you all have to get out. You have to get to the escape pods and abandon ship. That planet nearby, we don't have any information on it beyond that it supports life. You should be safe to make landfall on that planet and hide out until the Starmaster's troops are gone.
Great.
Gabe does not like to hide. Gabe wants to face his enemies head on, but I understand that you meatbags are not so hardy as I, and that I may need to hide for your survival. Okay.
Are you saying that?
Yeah. It's a robot.
Okay,
he knows he's superior to these meatbags.
Dravik turns to you and he's like, look, I understand, but that battlecruiser carries far more trooper bots than any of us are able to deal with.
Whatever you say, you're the captain.
You four, for whatever reason, I've been told, need to reach the Conclave. I don't know what your individual reasons are, unless you've told him, but, that's if we were playing a longer campaign. But you four need to survive. I will keep the ship steady and provide cover as you escape on the escape pods.
I need to meet my boyfriend, Mumra, so I'm trying to head there.
To the escape pod it is then, guys. We need to do what the bosses say, like...
So the escape pod is in the rear of the ship. We can say that you've all been around the ship enough that you have, even before moving out into the corridors, you have some memory of the layout, right? Already a little bit is being given away to you because the main corridor is blocked, which you'll see as soon as you open the door to the main corridor. But yeah, that circular chamber at the back of the ship, that is where the escape pods are. You know that the this side of the ship is like a combination of like mess hall and barracks.
Dorms, yeah.
Including a refresher in the back. And then this side is where you've got the medical bay and a cargo bay. The medical bay is closest to you.
What's this? Is this engines?
Yeah, those are engines. Those areas are inaccessible, or if they are accessible, they're through like very tiny kind of like
tunnels and stuff.
Yeah, maintenance tunnels and tubes. You're not going to be doing a lot of free movement around in there.
I'm gonna run with my cat-like agility.
Okay.
Well, yeah, maybe.
I'll get the door open. Is it a push button? Is it a swipe card? Is it a...
I don't know. What do you think?
What kind of level tech are we talking here? Like Star Trek? Star Wars?
That's a good question. So, obviously, this game is being written to kind of play how you like. Mm-hmm. It has a certain feeling to it, I think.
Feels very like 70s pulp space opera to me.
A little bit. A little Star Wars, because you've got basically your Star Knight, right?
A little Star Trek, the original Star Trek series, I think. Feels a bit that for me.
That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Don't assume just a Star Wars clone. Like, a little bit of that is in there. I think a little bit of OG, and even later, Star Trek is probably in there as well. I would even go so far as to say there's a little bit of Stargate in there.
Okay,
or
cool,
Farscape,
cool,
right?
Cool, cool. All cool IPs.
yeah, it's a very, very full sci-fi setting, but yeah, there is that feeling of kind of like it's space opera, right?
Yeah.
It's not hard sci-fi, it's space opera.
Yeah, the character portraits are giving me very much pulp comic book space opera, and I'm here for it. It's awesome. I love the artwork.
It's funny that you mention that because like the three, Cabe, Strafe, and Seraphine, I pulled those from the art of the playtest for those players. For Miraz, I actually had to find one, and so I went to like old pulp, like Attack in Space comic books, and pulled one and made a token out of it in a portrait.
It's exactly the feeling that they all gave me. Like,
yeah, right. So yeah, you're able to open the door. We'll say since this is kind of a military ship, it does require like an open, like it's not just an automatic sliding door that just allows anybody entry, especially on the bridge.
I feel like it's got a big clunky red button. Like, you just jam a button.
You just gotta hit a button. Like,
I'm imagining break glass with like a lever, and then the lever opens hydraulic doors that open sideways, like like teeth doors.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
hydraulic.
Yeah, like strong bulkhead doors. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that opens up into the escape pod area, and then
no, it opens to the corridor, right? Because you're gonna have to get through the ship, and the bridge and the corridor. Once you open that door, the lights are red. It's clearly a red alert situation. There are just kind of an incessant alert from the AI about the damage to the ship, because there is an AI on the ship. A computer, if you will. And yeah,
Will Robinson.
You can.
Danger,
yes.
Danger.
Yeah, so can we? Yeah, so we can like speak openly to the computer and it'll like say shit like that.
You can.
Sweet. I don't know what I'm going to ask it, but definitely.
Okay. Yeah, you can. And that might come into play later, but yeah.
Danger. Danger.
Danger.
Well, yeah,
danger.
can we ask the computer to light up the direction of the escape pod, with lights and shit? Let me know where we're going.
You will address me as CP49. No, computer. Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to ask the computer to do that, yes, warning lights come on in the corridor and line like kind of the upper corner and then the lower corners as well in just a continuous strip that is aiming down the main corridor. So unfortunately, as you come into the main corridor, you can see that there's been some kind of collapse or damage. Thankfully not open to space, but the main corridor is blocked with damage.
I'm going to try and move it.
I'm going to go this way.
Grab big chunks of debris and see if I can pull it out.
I'm literally going to grab Bedlin by his side and pick him up and run with him, and he's gonna be screaming at me the whole time. It's like, "Oi man, you're shaking me point! Stop messing with me point, you little wanker!" And I'm gonna get him down, and I'm gonna drop him in front of Gabe, and I'm like, "Help him fix this."
Okay, so I'll let you two look at that for a moment. Miraz, actually, you kind of went off from the perspective of heading towards the rear. You went to the left. The left opens up, and it is a mess hall. However, as you step in, well, interesting things happen. Does anybody want to look at or try the door on the right?
I'm busy trying to grab debris and pull it out the way.
Okay. So, you guys start working on that. I'm going to tell you that relatively quickly, enough time for me to deal with something going on with Miraz in the other room, but relatively quickly, you discover that this is not something you're just going to be able to clear.
Okay.
Like, this is structural damage that has been totally... Like, this is a shipyard situation.
Itself,
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Miraz, in the other room... once you step into the mess hall, how quickly would you say you were moving through the door?
hurried pace. Like, I mean, when
Like, get that door open and...
You know, when the
Okay.
captain was like starting his dialogue on get
Yep.
to the escape pods, like I had already left. Like I was on,
Right.
I was getting out, and I was ahead of all these guys. So when I seen the debris, I was just like, go left, and then because by royal decree, you always go left.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I like that. So, as you kind of barrel into the room after the door opens, this is your sci-fi right here. The gravity field emitter in the mess hall is off. So since you were heading into the room at speed, you suddenly like lose footing and are floating towards the opposite wall of the mess hall. I need you first to make a challenging maneuver skill roll. So challenging means it's going to be at -10.
Okay. And then
Your maneuver is plus 30.
Okay, so then that is minus.
You're at a net plus
minus,
20.
Yeah, oh yeah, boy, yeah.
So this is basically to prevent you from hitting the back wall.
Plus 20, and then we do the D100. Let me roll it.
Ooh.
49.
49. That's not
So
good.
that is a failure. Do you want to use your drive point, or are you going to let it ride? I'm not going to ask every time. I'm going to ask the first few times to see, and then I'll leave it to you guys.
I'm gonna continue to let it ride until I get off this ship.
Okay, so I'm going to do something fun, I think, because this is another fun way you can use this stuff.
Break his neck.
I would like you to make another percentile roll.
Yeah. So
just straight D100. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, it's about
86.
86.
That's
okay.
Probably the one that I wanted to fuck up and get like a 1. I got that. That's how much damage I got divided by 2 or something.
No. So what I've done is, since you are careening across this room in zero gravity, and you fly into the opposite wall, which this is a mess hall, so there's like a counter and cabinets, and you hit the counter on the other side right in your abdomen. You crash basically right into your ribs on this counter. Several of your ribs give away with audible cracks.
Ouch.
You are stunned. You're at -25 to all actions and slowed until the injury is treated, and you take 11 points of damage.
Ouch.
My character.
So, damage. If everybody wants to follow along, you guys can handle this on your tokens. If you right-click on your token, you can slide down to where it says Owl Trackers.
Oh yeah. Hit points and drive
and you've got
points.
hit points there. You can modify your hit points. I use the first total to modify it, and you can use contextual math. So I'm doing Chris's right now just so you can see, but if you hit -11 and enter, it'll automatically update to 29. Yeah. So you can use contextual math in the things.
Same with on Roll20, you can do it like that as well on the bubbles
Yep.
at the top.
So
Martin, are you learning?
You know he is.
So you're on the opposite side of the room now. If you want to move yourself kind of in a straight line right up against that wall, and you are currently stunned. Now it looks like, Martin, you have moved Sable over to the other door. Yeah. That doorway, unfortunately, is currently It's been damaged in the structural hit from the asteroid. It is inaccessible.
That's okay.
Which is unfortunate because you know that on the other side of the door is the sick bay.
But because I'm positioned there, can I see what happened to Chris's character? Like, can I see that he's injured because I'm there? Or did the door close? If Star Trek is the door closed and I can't see him. Like, if that's what I'm.
No, we'll say that these doors have to be activated, open or close, right? So I'm assuming, Chris, that in Miraz's hurry, you did not close the door behind you. You were just moving. So yeah, we'll say the door's open and you see him floating at speed to the other side of the room and run into the counters and stuff over there.
And there's like forks and spoons falling out because there's no gravity.
Some plates that were, set on top of the counter, now those are floating around. And,
a couple of jellies or jellos for our American friends go wobbling.
Sure, yeah. Absolutely.
So is he unconscious or is he just like a little bit injured?
So he's not moving, but you can hear him probably. I don't know. Would you be groaning? Like he's conscious.
Stunned.
He's just
so like
stunned
see the
moment.
stars, like dazed.
Yeah.
Can we backtrack a bit? Because my character, because they're a bit of a jokester. If he got hit in the groin, they'd probably go and help him because they think it's funny. But otherwise, they'd be like, oh, whatever. So maybe if he hit his groin on the counter, knocked himself out, and he's like, oh.
So although they're
okay, that's
he's doing the Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
Although there are criticals that strike the groin, I rolled on a critical table for this, so it was an impact critical, and he hit his ribs. Yeah.
Boo. But I like the fact that we know about the mechanics. So there is a groin mechanic.
There are groin hits. Yeah, absolutely.
Which we approve of.
That's plus points in the game rating for me if it's got groin shots.
Groin points. Well, no, I will, because I am Shitara-ish. I'll try and see if I can go and help him, because I think I'm probably good at climbing. So I could try and climb, because I can see the gravity's not working, so I shout to the other guys that are friends in trouble and then see if I can
if you're feline, you can maybe just pounce around the walls and that like a cat.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can grab him.
Okay, so yeah, I'll let you do that. Also, you know the situation in the room, so you weren't running in at full speed, unaware of the loss of gravity. So you have a little bit more control. I am still going to require that you make a maneuver skill roll for me.
Reasonably good at, and let me see if I can add anything to it.
It's still at -10 because unless you have grab boots.
Game Master, when Sable says that, I'm wondering if you'll allow this.
Mm-hmm.
When Sable says that, I want to peek my head in and use my telekinesis power to nudge Mirzak to her so that it looks like he just floated her way and she doesn't realize that someone used telekinesis to push in that way. And I'm just hoping that would give some bonus to them.
Quick question.
So, go ahead, Oliver, and then I'll handle the telekinesis.
Being a robot is something like grav boots built in on me.
Yeah.
Does it say that on your sheet?
No, it doesn't say I'm the coolest character either, but we all know it's true.
Now, I think that would be something you could probably get installed.
So it
but
would,
if it's not
right,
on your sheet,
it would be on my sheet if it was a thing, right? Okay.
Yeah. Now, generally, if you're looking at your telekinesis ability, generally that's used against non-living objects. However, in this case, I'll let you try.
Use it on his belt.
Yeah, like his belt buckle.
But, well, here's the problem. It's going to be a little bit easier because there's 0G in there. But also at the same time, it's going to be harder because he's not tiny. You're going to have to upgrade that to a medium-sized object, which, if you're looking at telekinesis, is not necessarily super easy. But let's go ahead and give it a try so that we see how systems work, right? So
Really,
telekinesis, let's...
I'm
go
really
ahead.
just trying to assist Martin in the.
I gotcha.
Okay.
So he's tiny. You need to upgrade to medium. That's 2 upgrades. One of the things you can do with powers is you can push them, right? That means you're going to spend more energy, more power points, but potentially be able to do what you want. In this case, you are having to upgrade twice, the magnitude of +2 for each one, so that takes you up to a +5, or a total of 5 magnitude, which means that you're going to be spending all 5 of your current mystic points. That's a good roll.
I think it's
So-
wrong. I think it's wrong though, because I rolled 45. But then what's my
Yeah.
45.
Yeah, but I think it's because of my old. I think it's added some. It's 45.
Oh, you had the... It
Yeah.
remembers whatever the last bonus is that you put
Yeah.
in
Got to
there.
remove
So-
those bonus.
It's 45 plus 70 minus anything.
Minus 10. So it's
Minus
105 total,
So is that
which is a
good?
success.
That's good.
Yay!
Alright,
Yeah,
So
that's a
wouldn't-
success.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
even need me to like maneuver anything.
No.
I
So,
mean,
spending all your points
I
on
would
them.
like. I mean, you could like move my tail a bit to help me maneuver like a squirrel, like like
Theater.
direct. Yeah,
I
like
mean,
a
if
squirrel, yeah.
you did say you were doing it, though, kind of at the same time as Martin was moving, so we can still do it if you want to spend the points.
I think I would say that by the time I got there to actually help, it looks like
Okay.
Sable's already pulled it off.
Fair enough. So, Sable manages to get a hold of Miraz. What are you going to do with him?
And just be like, come on, fat.
Miraz, you're awake. You're conscious, so you can speak.
Oh, I'm gonna say, come on, fat boy, like, stop trying to get food and grab him. Because he, in an emergency, he ran to the mess hall. Clearly, he's got an issue with food, which we don't have time to deal with.
So as you're in the mess hall, though, you guys can see, and you do recall, that there is a door that heads into the barracks area, which also has a door into the corridor, which is probably, accessible.
I'll be like, robot squad, come here, there's another door.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to get this door. So this was one that was just like damaged. I'm going to attempt to just like bash it off its hinges or rip it off its hinges or just use my strength on this one.
Okay. So this is going to be very difficult because it is, like I said, again, this is structural damage that has now occurred.
Watch me suck at this as well.
You've got to do one thing in this game with your robot powers. You must be
I
good
can-
at
There's
I can
plenty
fight
of
shit.
stuff he can do.
I can fight shit. That's why I'm starting to fight
Yeah.
this door.
Alright,
Fuck you, door. It's all I can
So,
do.
kill the door. Yeah.
I mean, I'll let you make a roll against the door, but I'm going to be honest, like, you feel like it's not going to work.
Okay, is it melee? Or athletics?
I think we would use athletics.
They're both 65.
This is going to be pretty challenging, though. I'm going to say it is insane. So the
jeez.
modifier is -70.
Okay, so my overall modifiers are
But if
minus
you manage
5.
it-
I've got a 65 bonus, so it's only a -5 overall. Ah, and you said you were going to let me carry over my last roll, which was a 96, so I've rolled a 91.
Okay, which is a partial success.
Okay.
Do you want to spend a drive point to increase that to a full success?
I only have one, don't I?
Or no, I'm sorry, that's not a partial success. That's a. Oh yeah, it's partial.
Yeah.
You
it's-
only
it's
have
under
one drive
100.
point right now, but this is a good enough time while we're thinking about this to talk about how you earn drive points.
Okay.
The way that you earn drive points, it's a group decision, right? So we do all kind of have to pay attention what's going on. But basically, each of you has a motivation, a nature, and an allegiance on the top of your character sheet. Sable, I can't die here. I must find a way off this darn planet. I think they're going to do a second part to this at some point. I can be extremely pleasant, but also very moody. Sometimes I'm lazy. Sometimes I'm way too active. The resistance freed me. I must repay my debt to them. If you can work those into your role play in a way that puts you in danger or
Right.
has a potential impact on the story, you can earn another drive point. The maximum number of drive points you can have at once is 5.
Okay. I'll spend
Do I
one
get-
I've got then and make that a success.
Do I get one for helping Chris's character? Because, like, I was, like, chilled, and then I'm like, no, I must be active and grab my friend. I know.
Well, I mean, they are part of the resistance,
Sure.
so you're
Yeah.
repaying.
Yay!
Okay, yeah, I'll give you one for that. You're at 2.
Yay!
So the
Chris,
drive point
like-
is also, you can modify it on your token. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. Thank you for that. Okay.
I'll use my 1 to get this door off then.
Can we gift the drive tokens, or is it specific? It's just you.
Oh no, they're just based off of your motivation and everything. So,
Okay, just in
The
case.
Personal.
however, in terms of spending drive, I believe you can spend it on other people's actions.
Okay.
So you can help somebody else
Um,
succeed. If they've rolled a partial success and
Yeah.
you really need the success
Okay.
and they don't
Yeah.
have a point, you can do it.
Yeah. If
Yep.
anyone needs one, ask me, and I'm happy to.
Okay, well I'll use mine on this door and I'll get this door bust off.
Okay.
'Cause I rolled a
So
96
yeah,
and just
you
shapely stick.
struggle a bit, but you manage to get surprisingly this door that should be sealed structurally by the damage with an insane difficulty. You manage to get it opened. You just
We do
it's
things.
squealing and fighting you every inch of the way, but you manage to get it opened. From what you can see, the gravity field is working in the medical bay, but there is no connection, no doorway between the medical bay and the cargo bay.
Oh, this isn't a door.
It's not. Why don't you make a perception roll for me?
Okay.
Is there perception?
My perception is
Look at the air duct.
22.
I think that's what the air duct is.
maybe 22.
Yeah.
Okay, so get the dice up. Bonus 22. Okay. Oh yeah, and
Or
then I
me.
need to pull the dice out. That's it. 66.
So you don't notice anything. But just so everybody else knows, yeah, it's an air duct.
And I don't know, is it? Oh, there's
You
no
don't
way
see it.
through. There's no way through. We must go back the other way. Strafe, we have to get off this ship. Let's go.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
let's
head
do it.
through there and see what's happening with these idiots.
Strafe will agree
So-
with you.
You are kind of in a bit of a hurry, but if you want to take your time, I'll ease the difficulty of the roll somewhat. Because all of you are going to have to deal with the zero gravity in this particular chamber.
All right. So, what does resolve do?
Resolve is used against kind of like mental influence.
Okay.
Like power, like mental power.
What does psychokinesis do?
Psychokinesis is one of your Star Knight abilities. That is where your telekinesis ability. That's the skill for that. So the Star Knights. Hang on. Let me take a look. So you got combat meditation, psychokinesis, psychometabolism, sixth sense, telepathy, and psionic healing, which is above combat meditation. Those are your abilities for your powers, essentially.
All right. And what does maneuver do?
Maneuver is moving, maneuvering. You would roll maneuver to get through, to deal with the zero gravity, to get
Jump
through the
over
room to the door.
something or things like
Yep.
that.
Or yeah, when there's gravity, jumping over stuff, climbing, that kind of thing.
I'm gonna ask Gabe. Cabe if he has a rope or something that I can use, because I think I can make it to the other side and tie it off, and then that can be a lead to everyone else.
I don't have a grappling hook or anything on my character sheet, so I assume that I don't have any kind of rope.
Certainly, though, like, because they
might...
know with me, like, holding onto my ribs and floating in the room as they walk through, it's 0 grav, so they'll know to, like, climb on the floor and use the cabinets. Like, it's a mess.
Yeah,
hall.
like,
There's going to be plenty to maneuver around.
Yeah, like, you can grab onto, like, floor grates and things like that, like, just like Sable did.
Yeah, you didn't see it coming. We'll see it coming.
Yeah, the difficulty won't be as bad, but you still need to roll to maneuver to get through.
Okay.
And if you fail, that just means, you know, there might be a minor complication. You're not going to run into the wall at speed like Miraz did.
I'm going to attempt to move through this room then. So what do you want, a maneuver roll?
I looked it up, by the way. It's probably really bad for a cat to jump in space because
their sense of
land on their feet because of gravity. So if there's no gravity, you ain't landing on your feet. And
she's a space cat, though. It's fine.
You know, cats have got like amazing balance. Apparently, it's all to do with their whiskers, and if you cut their whiskers off on one side, they'll fall over to that side. Apparently.
Sounds horrible.
I know, yeah, it's awful. Obviously, I wouldn't do that, but
Martin, you're
that's
muted.
A thing.
Nobody can hear you.
Oh.
Yeah, don't attack my character's face. They're fine.
right.
No, not planning on, but apparently that's a thing.
So, let's have everybody try to get through one at a time. I'm gonna let Miraz get through already because he already failed and he's being assisted by Sable. Sable will be able to get through with Miraz because you've already succeeded at a roll. I'm not gonna make you make a whole bunch of random rolls.
Yeah.
Just to do it. But I'm gonna need a maneuver roll from Cabe and from Strafe to get through to the door.
Okay. 92. I suck at this game.
That's your total?
That's my total.
60.
I rolled a 52 and I've got a 40.
I feel like I might be rescuing people in this situation.
I go
No.
Bang in one of the walls.
He's just going to take a complication. So, roll a single d10 for me, Oliver.
I need to get rid of the bonus first, don't I?
Was that 104 for Strafe? Yeah, you made it.
Yeah.
8 on the d10.
Okay, so as you're this is going to be nothing for you either if you take a look. As you're trying to use the wall and the floors and everything to get through, you don't feel it because you're a robot, but your chassis takes some damage from things that are jutting out or trying to fit your maybe too thick digital appendages into the grates in the floor, so you take 8 points of damage.
Okay.
So can I confirm for the world that we have a thick robot, maybe quite curvy? Are we saying?
He has thick digital appendages. Yes.
Thick. Nice, like it. we know who our thick NPC is today.
These yams deserve a
phalanges.
trophy. These yams
thick
deserve
phalanges.
a trophy. In the famous words of what's the guy that did the song, the diss track? That's the producer. Never mind. No one's gonna know that shit.
Elemental.
No. He did the diss track
Professor
against
Elemental.
Drake. Drake with the BBL.
Kendrick Lamar.
Must be a minor.
No. It's not Kendrick Lamar. It was Drake said to the producer of one of Kendrick Lamar's songs, "Shut the fuck up and make some drums." And then the producer came out with a diss track, and it's basically calling Drake a fat ass, saying he's got a BBL, and it's hilarious. I wish I could remember the name of the producer. Anyway.
Right.
So, as you guys cross the threshold into the crew quarters, the gravity field is intact here, right? So you're able to put your feet solidly on the ground and you're fine. The crew quarters are cramped but orderly. There are several rows of narrow bunks with lockers, both on the floor and attached to the upper bunks. Personal effects are still secured in place. It's deserted, and oddly silent in comparison to the alarms and the klaxons and the rest of the ship. There is a muffled echo that you can hear. Maybe one of the speakers in this chamber has been damaged, but it's saying, warning, this area is subject to internal security lockdown protocol. All crew must report to designated muster points immediately. Unauthorized presence in restricted zones will trigger containment measures.
Can I ask the computer if there's anyone else on board except us? Like, are we it, or is there other people on the ship?
Us and the captain, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's Metro
Yeah,
Boomin.
So yeah,
by the way,
first
I
it
remember the
says
guy's name.
Captain Dravik remains on the bridge.
But that's it, just us and him? There's no other people running around trying to escape, blah, blah, blah. What the computer says.
The remainder of the crew have already evacuated.
Good for them. Good for them. That's nice.
Warning, this area is subject to internal security lockdown protocol. All crew must report to designated muster points immediately. Unauthorized presence in restricted zones will trigger containment measures.
Yes, for
Computer,
clarif-
designate the path to localized muster zone.
Path to localized muster zone is inaccessible. This chamber is sealed.
Generate alternate route.
Alternate route through mess hall and main corridor.
Factor
Computer,
in requirement
Open
for
all the
alternate
fucking
route.
doors.
I mean, yeah, listen to the man. Open all the fucking doors.
So,
Straight trying
if
to
you
be
guys
polite.
The royal decree. Open the door.
Can
if you
I
guys are gonna try,
ask the computer to change its accent, like, the settings, like, like change the...
Like
yeah.
So you
GPS,
can.
you get Billy Connolly.
you can, but your game master doesn't do accents.
No,
Oh,
I don't know, it's fine.
But yeah, you absolutely can.
Yeah, we won't Billy
Um,
Connolly.
Dustin, if we do a game again and you're the DM, you need to play a computer so I can make you do all of your accents.
I will do so many accents. It will be glorious. Speaking of bad
So-
accents, Bedlam is going to be like, "Oi, love, how about me and you fancy a nice slap and tickle? We get out of this, right?"
Okay, so it's interesting that you go that route, because this is an opportunity to do a dramatic challenge, right? You want to bypass the security in this room so you can get into the main corridor. There's a couple of ways you could do it. You could try and hack the AI. There are consoles in this room. In fact, there's one next to the door. You could try to use security to overcome the sealed door.
Can I intimidate
If
the
anybody
AI?
has skill in security, you could try to intimidate it. You could try to charm it. But here's how it's going to go down. This is a dramatic challenge. So similar to some other systems, you basically have to achieve a certain number of successes before a certain number of failures.
Right,
essentially.
yeah.
I'm
I'm not going to tell you what that
best
is.
3 out of 5 kind of situation.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm good at deceiving things, so I could make up a cool lie. I've got plus.
Okay, make up a lie and then make a roll.
I just say I'm the new computer system, and I point at Oliver's character. It's like, we're the new computer system, so we need full access to all computer stuff. So you need to give up all control of your abilities to our new computer system, and I point and I say, so please, basically trying to persuade it that the robot is now the new computer system, therefore he needs to be the one doing
Okay,
everything.
that makes more sense. That you're saying the Cabe is the new.
I'm the
Yeah,
computer
like
now,
administrator.
Yeah,
Because at first you were
I'm the
like,
captain
I
now.
am. I'm like,
No,
you're. Yeah, okay.
No, I'm not.
So that's
He's-
good. I like it. Go
she's
ahead
my
and make your
manager.
deceive roll.
She's my representative. She's my manager. That's what she's
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. I'm just like communicating on your behalf because you get.
Go ahead and make your deceive roll. This is going to be an oppose test because the computer will roll for itself.
I didn't do well. I got 33, but then my deception is 60 something. I think. To see 60 plus 33 is
93.
93.
But
That's a partial success.
Wait, because I have cool stuff that I can do with all my cap.
You can
senses.
spend. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. What can you do there?
What have I got? Oh, that's only give me 5 points. I'm super
You've got a drive point spare.
No, but I've got all this stuff about. Yeah, I can do like rogue trader. Game up pet, that's deceive. I don't think I've got anything super good for this. No, I don't. But yeah, I have 2 drive points. So does that mean I can roll again for the drive point? Is that what it means?
No, it means you add to the total, or
Okay.
you improve your success from
Okay.
a partial to a full.
Oh well, I'll do that then. I'll use because I've got 2, so I will.
Okay.
yeah, do that. Yes.
So it's going to make a resolve test to
Okay.
try to resist.
Ugh.
Ooh.
That looks high.
Yeah.
So that is
130.
Yeah, I was gonna say now I rolled fucking low when I had it.
actually that's just a success. So you also have a success. So nobody wins this round.
What about
That
if
was your
someone
first attempt.
Can someone
No
help?
bonus.
Can no one help me? Like
I
does no
can
one-
help you. I
Can
can
I-
help you.
Can I assist with intimidation and just start growling at the computer?
I'd like to use leadership.
Well, so you can't help Sable specifically, but everybody can take actions to try to affect this dramatic challenge. So
So I
the
would
first
like-
action was a wash.
I would like to
No,
roll an
no
intimidation.
gains, no losses.
I'll try and intimidate this computer and let
Okay.
me take over. So intimidation, I have.
Are you keeping up the same
42.
flow that you're the main computer?
Yeah, same thing. But I'm gonna just be like, listen, if you don't let your new superior take over your post when you've been stricken down from your post, it's gonna be military computer prison for you.
Oh, wait, hang on. I like that, but before we do that, I didn't have the computer actually reply to Sable. So the computer, after you try to deceive it, the computer just says, warning, this area is subject to internal security lockdown protocol, and it does its old spiel again. So then Oliver, Cabe tries to intimidate, so go ahead and make your intimidation roll.
Wait, how do you? Yeah, hang on 1 second. Here we go. This should have the bonus on it, I think. No, it
That
doesn't.
look-
It doesn't. What's your bonus?
78, and my bonus is decent. Intimidation.
You must have got over
42,
100, right?
so that's 120.
120, yeah. Okay.
Sounds good.
The computer resists.
125, the prick! This computer's a prick!
But Dustin said he was going to do something. Can he not aid the other character because he said he was going to do leadership, right?
So
like,
here's the thing. It's not aiding. I like where your mind's at. You are all basically helping each other, but roles cancel each other out, right? So Oliver got a success. The computer also got a success, which means no gains, no loss. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So now Strafe can give it a go
So we're still
with whatever
0 for
he's
0.
going to attempt.
come
Right,
on.
So we're not
So-
0 for 2, we're 0 for 0.
All right,
It's not a
so
strike
I
against
have
us.
plus 40 on leadership. Strafe is going to do
Yeah,
this.
0-0.
He's going to do the narrowed-eyed, straight knife hand, and he's going to say, listen to me. You have a duty system to get your passengers to safety. That is your purpose. That is your protocol. Right now, you need to open up and allow your passengers to make it to their destination.
Appeal to
Serve
the
your
sensitivity.
purpose, soldier.
I like that a lot.
So that's plus 40.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, unlucky, mate.
Ooh.
Is there a re-roll?
Yeah.
There's not a reroll. However, the best you can do if you want to spend a drive point
Yes.
is adding 20 isn't going to help you, but
Right.
a 44 is a failure. You could change that into a partial success with a drive point. Let me roll first before you decide, though, because
You might roll
if it gets
300.
too high, a partial success won't help you. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Mhm.
Yes.
So 94 is also a partial success. So if you spend your drive point to change yours into a partial,
We won't have a
then
loss.
it's a wash again.
I'd like to spend my drive point to make it a partial success.
Okay, we're still
sitting
0
here
for 0.
arguing with the machine.
Yeah, you're arguing with the computer, and it's just warning. This area is subject to internal security lockdown protocol.
I feel that we should just smash the door open at this point. considering we tried-
Well, I've not got much else to go on, mate. I'm just about ready to do that. Like, all my skills are smashy smash. That's all I can do. Like,
We've tried 3 times to be nice to the computer.
we have tried 3 times to be nice to it. That is a good point.
So you can also try to hack it, although Miraz is probably the best at that. Although, well, Bedlam could.
Yeah, Bedlam try and
Yeah.
hack it. That's a good idea.
Get Bedlam
Right.
to do it. He's the leader of the group. We've decided, or I've.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, no,
Bedlam, no.
Bedlam is mechanics, not computers, right?
He's also electronics.
Oh, mechanical and electronic.
Yeah.
He could try to overcome
he
the
could
door.
You could rewire it. Aye.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what's going to happen. Bedlam is going to say, "Oi, right then, you're all a bunch of wankers. You can't do this right." He's just going to act like he's licking his little bits. It's like, "Come here, Dove. Let me give you that old razzle dazzle."
You're gonna
And
get Whitechapel Charlie to charm her.
I feel that his USB port comes out from his groin area as well. You know,
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it just sticks out at a 90-degree angle constantly. It doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't like hinge. It's just constantly out.
Yeah, his USB is always hard.
What are we supposed to do when you keep rolling these rolls, Brian?
I can't.
Justin, you've been
So-
fired. Been fired, Justin. You've been
I
fired.
can't.
The
I'm
computer
like-
wins that one. You guys are now down 1 on the challenge.
I'm ready to smash this computer up in a minute. Like,
I think you should just do the barbarian stuff that clearly your robot is.
You could try and force open the door.
I'm going to just try and smash open the door, mate. I've got a better chance of
do.
that than anything. Like,
Okay.
Before you do, I haven't done anything. Let me try.
oh, Miraz is back. Miraz, are you going to try and diplomacy it?
Yeah. So
Well, he could hack the computer too through a console.
yeah, but my persuasion is better, so I'm gonna.
Oh, okay.
persuade- well, let me check. It's in alphabetical order, right?
No.
No.
No, I don't know what the kind of fucking weird order it's in, mate.
No, wait.
It's-
Why am I doing that if it's not?
It's in
alphabetical order?
an order.
10 points if
so
you can work it
persuasion-
out. Answer us in the comments. below,
Persuasion, you
viewers.
have 65 on persuasion.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest number I can see.
On leadership.
Oh yeah, you could give leadership a try, potentially. That's 70.
How's leadership going to get me through the door, though?
You
Um,
can
okay,
assert authority over the computer.
Yeah, I'm going to address the computer. So let me do it in I guess character. That's
Karen
the
voice?
thing that you do during video games, right? Or tabletop games. So computer, I need to make you aware that the captain is stalling the ship and has given us a direct order that we must make our way to the escape.
By you.
Blocked by debris, you are in breach of an order of the captain. Therefore, in breach of your fucking commandments or whatever.
Directives,
the
yeah.
fuck
Prime directive.
So, if
you do not follow this order, you would have to then self-destruct. Do you understand what I am saying to you? And then I'm going to roll.
Make that roll.
Your mic's doing a weird thing, Chris. It's like it's switching between two
Yeah, it
different
is.
mics.
I
input.
Yeah,
can't
it's
hear-
switched. Your mic has gone to your camera mic instead of your boom mic. Your input.
Don't know if it's exactly doing that, but it's doing something. It's like it's switching between two inputs.
130.
Oh, finally
Okay.
we rolled better than the Games Master. Yes, Chris.
So you're now 1 and
Does
1.
that sound better if I talk like this?
Yeah,
That
Yes.
does, yeah.
Can sound
Okay,
good.
that's why. Because
Aye,
I'm not talking into it.
You're just talking in the wrong end, mate.
Gotcha.
Aye. That's much better.
right.
Finally we rolled something.
yeah.
Well done, Chris.
So that's 1 and 1. 1 up, 1 down. Now, what do you want to do next?
Smash
Somebody
the
else
door.
has to do something. Chris can't do it twice in a row.
I mean, the only other thing I could try would be, can I try the same test again? Can I try again to intimidate it?
You can, yeah.
The door now knows that we need to go through, so just ask it to open the door.
I'm
It's
gonna-
still just repeating its warning,
So
but
I'm
you
gonna
did
I'm
succeed
gonna
there.
Intimidate it by telling it that they'll shut you down. They'll shut you down forever. If they don't shut you down, they'll turn you into a Roblox server. It'll be fate worse than getting shut down. They'll turn you into a fucking
Boy,
Roblox
you went-
server.
Cave went deep into his memory banks to recall
Yeah, that's-
Roblox.
Now I get a plus 25 for my intimidate for that sick burn, do I?
It is a sick burn, but
Right,
no,
what
go
is
ahead
my?
and make your roll.
Let me remind myself what my intimidate is.
There's a robot, I'm guessing it's not high.
42.
Oh, that's pretty
42's not
good.
awful,
It's- yeah, I mean, it's my only really good things are smashing shit.
I think you should just smash a hole in the other, not even in the door, just be an asshole and smash the fucking wall.
I mean, if this fails, I'm going to be smashing a door in a minute. Like,
I think Strafe should just ask that the door for the door
105.
to be open.
105, that sounds good.
watch him roll 200 though.
I'm gonna make sure I got my bonus set. Hang on. I can't roll 200. I will tell you that. But I can roll
You roll
pretty high.
128 though.
So
88.
that's still 2 successes.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to spend a drive point to improve that to an outstanding success,
So that will complete this, right?
No, then we'll be
well,
two.
not only
We'll be 2
you'll
for
be
1.
very close, because if you go up to an outstanding success on the win, you get 2 up
Oh, so we'll be 3 for 1
instead of 1 up.
we'll
You'll
be
be
3 wins,
3
1
3
loss.
over 1.
But is
Yeah,
that
do
like
it.
done as in we complete this challenge? Because I've got 1 of the drive points left, so
I've got
but I don't
0.
want to.
It's not. You're close, but you're not there with
has anyone
3.
Has anyone else got?
But
any
you're
drive
still going to
points?
be better off than.
Oh fuck it! I'll just use it.
Yes, come on.
Okay.
Chris has been teaching me just to spend everything. Don't bother about luck or
Yeah,
anything.
this is a one shot. Just spend it.
Yeah, take it. I've got nothing left.
Okay, so you're
I'll take
3 up, 1 down. The computer is still repeating its warning. What does somebody want to do to try and finish this?
I love when a
All right.
one-shot features one
So-
of the really traditional RPG enemies, the door.
So, Bedlam, being the rude, defective machine that he is just going to put like 2 of his pincers along the wall. It's like, right then, suppose you just needed a bit of a warm up, and then he's gonna lean in, and you just see him like moving up and down over the console.
Is he teabagging it?
Yeah, he's like doing that.
Okay.
Is he dry
And,
humping it?
He's it's where his faceplate should be.
Sure.
No.
What? 96.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
44.
That did it.
Yep.
So somehow Bedlam's
Yay.
ministrations to the computer encourage it to stop the lockdown.
Love it.
And the red light the red light above the door switches off, indicating that the door should be accessible now.
Yes.
Can we say that the red light? Can we say the red light stays on because of what just happened? You know, for the red light.
You can keep on the red light. Keep on
The console,
red light.
the console screen is now mostly red.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
The
Yeah,
incident
yeah.
happened. Yeah, I love it.
Right,
Love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Some 70s soft
Okay.
jazz starts playing.
So you open that door, assuming you
Yes.
do.
Was that this one, by the way?
Correct.
Or this one?
Yes.
It was this one, yeah.
Yeah, it's this one right here.
Let's go.
And you can see that the corridor is
Come on.
clear. The lights are still kind of pulsing and heading down to the escape pod bay as per the directives that the computer was given. Is everybody moving out into the hall?
Yep.
Yes.
So as everyone moves out into the hall, the ship lurches.
Can I be a dick and
To-
just like, can I not see if that other door opens that we never checked?
Oh yeah, that one opens.
Oh, can I just peek my head in just as we're about to go out?
Toilets.
Just toilets. No one
Yeah.
dead. No massive.
No.
No bazookas. No like any.
No bazookas, no
Damn.
BFGs. Yeah,
Damn.
Fair
just the
enough.
toilets.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, if you want to spend some time in there to look around to see if you can find any supplies or anything, you can. But
I mean, I kind of do after the whole
okay.
incident of.
So you're going to be doing that. What is Miraz doing at this point? I want to know where everybody is before this next moment happens.
I'm in the toilet.
I'm heading
I'm
towards
asking
the...
the computer to play Roxanne, but the Rocks only version. So it's just saying Rocks over and
I've
over
heard
again.
that version, my god, I've heard that. It's hilarious.
Rocks!
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 You have to hear it, it's Roxanne, but they only sing
I've never heard
the
it, okay.
Rocks part. It's
I'll have to
quite
check it
funny.
out.
Rocks!
So, as Miraz, suddenly no longer in a super hurry, maybe because he broke some ribs, is messing around with the AI, and Sable is in the toilet looking for some stuff.
Drinking it
The
with
ship
toilet bowl.
lurches, again, from the perspective of looking towards the rear of the ship. The ship lurches kind of to the right, almost as if something has struck the left side of the ship. And a breach opens
Ooh.
in the hull. And out of the breach, very quickly, trundles 4 figures that you all, in your own various ways and histories, have come to recognize as the trooper bots of the Darkmaster. And they file into the corridor. Are we on Snap?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I guess we are. Yeah, I didn't think we were, but we are. They file into the corridor and immediately spot Cabe and say, "Power down, enemy unit, or be destroyed."
I laugh at them and point my gun at them. But I think that might be a good time to have a halftime break before we get into it.
Yeah, we can do that.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep, let's do it.
Looks like we're just about to get into it. Let's take a 10-minute break then.
Okay, sounds good.
See you soon, viewers. Okay, we're back, folks. Let's do it for part 2. Let's do the combat.
Yeah.
Right.
You're still muted there.
Brian.
Thank you. Combat in Against the Starmaster happens in phases. There's basically 3 phases. There is the assessment phase, in which place you check to see if anybody has any like injuries that have to tick, or if there's a power that's been manifested that has to have its duration reduced, things like that, right? May or may not come up at all, but the first phase is the assessment phase. And then there's the quick phase. In the quick phase, you can spend up to 1 AP or action point to perform a task, but only a 1 AP task. Then finally, think of it, you don't even really have to think of it as AP, think of it as like quick actions.
Quick action
is a good way to
full
think
action,
of it.
Yeah.
Then there's the deliberate phase, in which you can take actions that cost 2 AP, so it's the slow action phase, in other words.
Major action, minor action.
Exactly. Movement is a quick action, 1 AP. Running is a slow action, 2 AP. Recovering, as in recovering from a temporary penalty or dealing with a condition like prone, flat-footed, or stunned, that's 1 AP. Dropping prone is 1 AP. Hiding is 1 AP if you can. Interacting with an object is 1 AP, like a console or a door. The assessment phase doesn't actually cost any AP. It's its own thing, so assessing doesn't cost you anything. Searching, helping, defending is all 1 AP. Those are quick actions. Whereas a full defense, attacking is a deliberate action, that's 2 AP. Charging, grappling, things like that. So as we get into combat, you'll tell me what you would like to do, and I'll kind of translate that into the rules. But basically, you have two AP to spend per round, and you can either do a quick action in the quick phase and a quick action in the slow phase, or you can take a slow action in the slow phase. That's what it boils down to.
Right, so you can't do a quick action and a fast action. You don't have 3 AP, you've got 2.
You only have 2, right?
Right,
So
okay.
you're basically only getting 2 quick actions or 1 slow action per round.
So there's no move and attack in the same round then?
There is a quick attack that is 1 AP,
Okay,
but it's at minus 20 penalty
right.
because you're just shooting from the hip, right?
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to attacking things, defense is also in play. So you'll all notice underneath your feats and abilities, you have your armor and defense section on your character sheet. Your melee and range defense is going to be subtracted from your opponent's attempts to hit you.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I know it's listed as a bonus there, but it's subtracted from their
Plus
attempts to
20
hit
for
you.
me means minus 20 for them, though. Yeah. Got it.
Correct, yes.
My armor's 0, so I'm gonna not be getting involved in this fight.
Well, no, see, it's armor is a little bit of a different thing, right? So you actually have the highest defense rating out of all of the characters.
Cool.
Anything that tries to hit you is at minus 30
Because of agility.
because you're so quick. But if you get hit, then you're not wearing armor, which can affect the damage, right? So you're not the only person with no armor. Strafe and Miraz also have 0 armor. Cabe has metal armor, which is the
I am
highest rated
armor!
Right.
Finally, this is the thing you roll for.
Finally, I
Yeah,
can
this
do
is the thing
something,
that Cabe's going to be good at. Now,
Human
if you
shield.
open,
No, human shield.
you will have to switch back and forth between the dice tray and the initiative tray if you want, or I can just keep track of initiative. But if you open the initiative option, which is pretty sorted, you'll notice that each character is listed there. You've got your party, the adversaries, and there's a little flag next to them. I think you all should be able to click the flag on your own character.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you can click all of them, apparently.
No, I can only click my own.
Oh, you can only click your own. Okay, just everybody did it.
I think we just all did it at the same time, yeah.
Right. So, the reason why it's just flags and not initiative numbers is twofold. One, players always go first. Always.
Yeah.
That's
That is a
the
good-
benefit
that is
in
a
this game.
That is a
Good
good
rule.
mechanic that you should.
But it's per phase, right? So During the assessment phase, you guys
Alright.
act, then the enemies assess.
And then
During the quick phase, you act, then they act. During the deliberate phase, you act, then they act. Each phase has its own actions, right? When you act in a phase, you're going to click your flag off, and that means you're done.
Right.
You guys can go in whatever order you want to. I don't care. But that's up to you. So, to bring us back to where we were before we took a short break, Strafe and Cabe are in the corridor that leads to the escape pod bay when a rent in the side of the ship opened up and trooper bots, perhaps not surprisingly, entered the fray. You guys can see those bots on the table, right? Okay, good. Can you see their health bars? I don't.
Nope.
You shouldn't be able to.
Nope.
I don't.
Good. Excellent. Wonderful. Okay, so they all come into the corridor. They tell Cabe to power down or be destroyed. And so we go into combat phases. Nothing happens in the assessment phase because nobody has any ongoing effects, with the exception, unfortunately, of Miraz, who is still injured. So you're going to be at a minus 25 to make any attacks. Thankfully, not to defend yourself, but to make attacks.
And just to retrogage, you're not going. I don't know if anyone has medicine or the equivalent, because I think we would have tried to fix him up in the period between.
Retroactive? Are you trying to?
Yeah, like I didn't. I'm not sure all the mechanics, and obviously we didn't have like anyone who was like a medic. So, but if not, I think my character would have actually tried to do that if no one else had. If you'll allow it, and I don't.
Well,
know.
that's fair, and we're playing for the first time. So, do you have anything to do that with, though? You have a seemingly impractical light dress.
Kisses, boo boo.
I was more blagging it because I'm good at blagging as a person, not as character. Medicine. Oh no, I've got plus 20. Oh, that's shit. So yeah,
that's better than a plus 0.
Dustin.
So let's take a look.
Dustin, are you better at medicine than me? Because my character just.
I'm looking at mine, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. No, plus 2. I've got a 2.
Medicine, yeah.
I've got a plus 20 at medicine.
So you're the same. Chris, have you got any better
I think
medicine?
everybody's.
So we're all 20.
No, I'm 2.
He is actually pretty good at it, I think.
Oh, well, Chris, do your own. Why am I doing this? Chris, do your own fucking medicine, bitch.
I'm not 20, Martin. I'm 2. I've got a 2, literally 2.
You better fucking kill all of these guys, right?
I can hurt you putting a band-aid on you.
Miraz is plus 50.
Okay, Mirage, do your own shit.
Right, do your own first aid. Quick question, Brian, before we get into actually doing it.
Yeah.
Am I going to be better off doing 2 quick attacks or 1 attack?
Well, that's your call.
Does the quick attack do the same amount of damage? Because if it's only a minus 20 and I've got
depends on the roll.
If I've got a plus 85 and then I'm taking off minus 20, my roll on attack is a plus 65, which is still pretty solid. So I think it might.
Well, plus you have to keep in mind they're going to have a defense rating, so there's more coming off that as well.
And the better success you get, the more damage you're going to do as well. So I just really want to get the best success I can, I suppose.
Right. And potentially a better critical, because the higher you roll, the more chance of a critical. So, just to make it easy, we'll do this. We'll say that Miraz has a med kit because he does have medicine, and it would make sense for someone in the group to have a med kit.
Med kit all
because health and safety on spacecrafts designated Ultra Universe 39472 states that there has to be
First aid kit on the
it's
ship.
a roll now.
it up.
Well, it may not matter because things are kind of bad in this game. So injuries, inflicted up to a -20 penalty are called a minor injury. You took a -25 penalty. You know what? I'm going to backtrack on what happened to you. We're going to say that you ran into the counter and were stunned for fun, but hitting you with a full-on critical that early in the game and disabling you is maybe a little bit mean. So you're going to keep the damage that you took, but you aren't that injured. It's not as bad as it had seemed at first. We'll say that. So I don't want you to be out of this encounter, which is kind of the culminating encounter of the playtest. Okay, if we were playing a longer game, it'd be different. You'd hide and hope your friends survive to protect you. But in this case, I want you to be involved. So don't worry about that. Nobody's injured. You just took a little damage. So yeah, we move into the quick phase. So anybody who would like to can take quick actions now and spend 1 of your AP. Again, quick actions are things like moving, anywhere in the same zone. We can consider the corridor and the room that you have access to, even the washroom, I think, at this point. That's all one zone, so you can move anywhere in this zone.
It's defending against an attack in action. So if I attack him with a quick attack in this phase, do they then have to make a decision whether to spend an action point on defending or not?
You can. So defending is a quick action and gives you a +30 defense bonus. A full defense is a deliberate action that gives you a bonus to your defense equal to your total skill bonus in the relevant skill against all the attacks made by an opponent against you this round. Both of those, however, are reactions, so you can do those whenever you want. Those don't take place in the actual phase. They do spend your AP, though.
But they spend your AP the same. Right, okay, cool. I understand. I'm going to, for this first round, I'm going to go first, lads, and I'm going to try 2 quick attacks. I'm going to go...
You're going to try 2 quick attacks. Okay.
Yes.
So, just so you can do the math yourself, and we're on the level, the defense of these trooper bots is 20.
Okay, so let me do the math. So assault weapons is +75, and my heavy blaster rifle has a +10, so that's 85. Minus, what did you say?
Minus 20.
65, and then minus what for the quick attack? 20.
Oh yes, minus 20 more for the quick attack.
So I've got +45 on this roll.
So the way this is going to work, though, since you're doing 2 quick attacks, you don't actually take them both right now. You do 1 in the quick phase, and then you get to spend your second AP in the next phase.
Okay. So I've got a +45 on this roll.
Yep.
Let's go. Good luck, boys. 105.
105. Okay.
Good. Anything over 100's good, right? Generally.
Yeah. 100's a success. 100 to what? 100 to 174 is a success.
Well, I guess because the range is like 1 to 200, right? So 100's 50 in the old maths, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are they considered to be
old tiny math.
Armored?
Old imperial maths.
It doesn't say, but I assume so. Actually, you know what? It doesn't say, so I'm going to rule that they aren't particularly armored. Okay, so what was it again? 105?
105.
With a blaster attack. Nice. So that is a hit with a superficial critical. So roll another D100 plus the same bonus. So
okay,
plus
so
45
if I just re-roll then, yeah?
Yep.
A 97.
97. Okay.
And is the crit tables the higher the roll the better as well, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So first of all, which one were you hitting? Go ahead and kind of indicate to me which one you were shooting.
I'll go left, right, so...
Say the leader,
So
say the leader, say
that
the
one?
leader. The leader
Okay.
one. The boss one.
You look
So
identical.
you did a hit. Let's subtract that first.
It's not Papa.
And then what was it, a 97?
97.
It's Nerulio, it's not Papa's.
Okay. An explosive burst ruptures some mechanism in its chest.
Oh, yes.
Immediate aid is required. The target is incapacitated and must pass a hard -20 body resistance roll or become dying in 6 rounds. Plus 22 damage. Yeah.
Nice.
So -22.
And that was a quick attack, so I can do that again in the next phase.
Next round. Next phase, yes.
Sweet.
It needs to make a resistance roll.
Okay.
With body, I guess? No, I'm just going to say body.
I really do enjoy a new system with totally new mechanics. It's great fun.
Now that you can actually, you mean now that you can do something?
Now that I can succeed on a roll, yeah, I'm loving it, mate.
I was also looking
Okay.
because you have the highest hit points as well, right? You're literally a combat robot.
Aye, I've got as much hit points as you and Chris put together. More hit points than you and Chris put together.
All right,
So,
so we might team up, like, you know.
I moved it off to the side because although it's not dying, it is incapacitated for now.
Okay.
So yeah, that was your action. Who's next? You guys still have the actions.
Rafe?
Okay.
I want to just jump in there with my Starblade and cut a bitch.
Okay. Do you want to go straight up front, or do you want to kind of weave through them so that you're not standing in anyone's line of fire?
Weave through.
Okay.
You know,
I don't think
I
there's
wanna-
really opportunity attacks in this game, so because it's meant to be more of a narrative kind of movement thing.
Give
So
me
yeah,
old
we'll let
Dervish.
you weave through them.
Okay.
Then you would stray.
So again, keep in mind they have a defense bonus of plus 20, so you're going to subtract 20 from your roll.
All right.
Are you doing a quick attack?
Yes. All right. So.
Okay, so hang on.
That's
So the way that we have to do this
-20.
is you moved, so that is your action in this phase.
Okay.
In the next phase, you'll be able to do your quick attack with the blade,
Okay.
if that makes sense. Okay, so that's you for this phase.
Okay.
Sable and Miraz, I will say with the doors open, you heard the trooper bots making their declaration, so you know something is happening in the corridor. Sable, I know you wanted to search this room, but you really don't have a lot of time right now. Unless you want to take your action to search, you can.
I mean, I know the big robot guy is like gonna be fine, so I'm gonna search the room for whatever.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception roll for me.
Medicine, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna see if there's any Tyranol in this room because I heard. So let's see what my perception is. Probably gonna get the whole video cancelled. Oh, my perception's plus 60, so that is good. So let's roll. I got a 65 plus another 60.
125.
125, yeah, nice. So yeah, you kind of, you described to me how you're searching the room.
I'm kind of like
quickly though.
Oh, great. Yeah, like, you know, well, is there gravity in there's gravity in this room? Or
Gravity is, yeah, you have gravity here. Only this mess hall had no gravity.
Well, I'm like, obviously, like, not checking, like, toilets and stuff, but I presume there's, like, you know, cabinets or lockers.
Cabinets, yeah.
So I'll be, like, ripping them open and just seeing, you know, what's in them. If there's, like, you know, massive syringes with, you know, steroids and, you know, other medical... or guns, you know, like I said.
So I will say, roll a d10 for me.
The bazooka check, d10. Okay, d10, which is the one. Is that the one that has the 0 on it? On Albert?
Yes.
The 0 one. Okay, make sure I'm doing the right one. 9.
9. Okay.
Highest
you
good in the
find
game, right?
a stim pack in one of the cabinets.
Ooh. Is that like a stem pack in Fallout? Because that's good, right?
Yes.
Stem pack.
Yeah.
So it's just a quick jab, like a.
Mm-hmm.
So I could.
It's
But I'm-
so it's gonna restore hits. It's not gonna fix injuries. Injuries take time to heal in this game.
But I could. And how, if I needed to use an action, I'm just thinking because I could probably heal Chris's character, right? Basically, if I.
You could. So interacting is a single action point. Yeah. So you
So-
could.
Do I have any points left, or did I have to use everything to run around and
If
look?
that,
So no, you spent 1 point in this phase to search the room.
if Chris comes to you, you can do it in
Right.
the next phase.
Next
if he comes
phase,
to you in this
yes.
phase, you could do it in the next phase.
Speaking of, what is Miraz doing?
The
Now your mic's playing up, Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't understand what you're saying.
You got robot voice again.
It's like like cutting in and out, like not picking everything up.
Yeah. It's fine when you did whatever you did last time.
They'll sort it. Okay, we are back from the technical difficulties, folks. It's been a while since we had some, but Chris is a pro streamer and he got it sorted in about 90 seconds flat. Well done, mate. Well done.
so what's gonna happen is I'm gonna hear the gunfire
Uh-huh.
and in distaste I'm gonna look over to Cabe and say, "Oh, why are you creating this racket with those? Oh shit!" And sees the trooper bots and immediately tries to evacuate throughout the other door.
Okay. Let me see what the status of that door is.
Oh, guns
That
are
door-
so uncouth.
Yeah.
right. That actually sounded pretty good. That sounded almost like full-on Obi-Wan. That door...
Hello
Oh.
there.
So, okay. So, that was good, too. The door opens fine. But as soon as the door opens, you can see that apparently something has happened. So this is the cargo bay. And just crates and stuff are just blocking the doorway. You could potentially push your way through, but it would take a lot of effort. And you're now in the middle of the hallway
Stop trying to run away and hide you.
with people with guns. So you're kind of stuck. Because that was your
Okay.
move.
Would this be like? Could I do as a quick action, like as soon as the door opened, like push myself backward to safety to the other door?
No,
since it's, like,
I'm gonna
right
say you're
behind
in the
them?
hallway for now. Because technically you kind of had 2 quick actions right there. You moved out and opened the door. That's 2 quick actions.
That's fair.
I'm gonna count them as a single action for this, so you'll still have another quick action in the next phase, or potentially to defend yourself. But yeah. So that's you. Now for the trooper bots. The trooper bots actually are not going to do anything this phase,
they're saving it up
because
for the
they
big
are
attack.
going to do attacks in the next phase.
Cool
So
attacks.
you all get your flags back. Everybody did something, so you're all down to 1 AP, so nobody can make a full attack, but it is now your actions.
Okay, I'm gonna, with my new battle cry, come on Barbie, let's go party. I'm gonna start shooting at them. I just
So
want to
your
say
second quick attack.
that's the one impression that I can do quite well.
Man, you did it better last week when you had no hair, because you know you gotta pull up the roll.
Now that the hair's growing back in, it's not quite as authentic. Okay, come on Barbie,
Yeah.
let's go party.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if I just go to the thing and do re-roll, it'll be the same roll, won't it?
Should be, yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, 57's not great. That is a failure unless you can do anything or want to do anything to change
I don't
that.
have any of the
You don't
pointy
have any
points.
drive currently.
Drive
Yeah.
points, no.
Okay,
It's a miss for me, I'm
so that
afraid,
shot
boys.
flies over their heads, and thankfully over the head of your compatriot there. Strafe, you're in the middle of all these guys. What do you want to do? Or is Sable going to do something? Or Miraz, who wants to go?
I'll go at the end. I'm in the toilet. I don't know what the shit's going on, being honest.
That's fair. You have heard blaster fire, though.
I mean, I guess
Very distinctly.
I would have seen Chris's character run out, but yeah, I don't know the full, so I'll go
Yeah.
at the end.
All right.
Okay.
So
There's a robot
Star-
outside going, come on, Barbie, let's go party.
All right.
So I immediately start dancing and run out to the disco.
How-
Oh my God.
How many of these guys can I hit? Is there a sweep or anything that I can do?
That is an interesting question. We've got charge,
The old cleave,
concentrate.
the
Yeah.
whirling dervish.
I imagine if there is something like that, it would be a skill or an ability you do not have yet. So,
Okay. So I'm gonna target one of the ones further back.
Okay.
So here's what's happening. This guy right here, the one that's off is incapacitated.
he's
so I'm-
incapacitated. Yeah, you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about him.
So I'm gonna try and open up a throughway for my compatriots. So I'm gonna go after number 3 to hit,
Okay.
and I don't know if you want to award an action point for it, but I'm trying to create a path for my friends.
Oh, is that one of your things, is it?
Let's see. Find out no worse enemy. I will defend the honor of Star Knights in these dark times. There's no worse enemy than a kind soul when it's really angered. Maybe your nature.
Where am I looking for this?
Sure.
What's it called?
I'll give you a dry point.
Alrighty.
What's the section for this called on the character sheet again?
It's at the top of the
Experience point
left hand
tracking.
side. It's your the other
No.
side. Motivation,
Oh, yeah,
nature,
motivation.
and allegiance.
Yeah.
All right. So I have melee plus 85.
Okay. The enemies
Nice.
have a defense of 20. So you're going to subtract 20 from your roll. You're doing a quick attack, so that's another 20 you have to subtract because you moved.
45.
Yeah. Also, my Starblade does melee plus, it does 8, and then it says plus 50.
Oh, so your 45 just went back up to 95. You were 85 minus 20 is down to 45 plus 50, 95.
Oh, the plus 50 on the clumsy range is what happens. You add 50 to a fumble roll if you fumble.
Okay. So what do I?
Ah,
What
so-
I
right,
my
yeah,
bonus is 45.
So your total should be.
No, if you look up at the top of your Starblade on your equipment, it's got a plus 10, it's 55.
It's already included. It's on his melee line.
Oh, well, I added an extra 10 in mine that I shouldn't have then, mate.
Okay, well that's fine. Don't next time. It's fine.
All right.
So yeah, you're gonna roll plus 45
Plus 45. All right.
Okay, I'm Dustin.
with a melee attack.
Round full of Asher on that. 45.
Hit me right in the 90s there, Chris.
56. So you swipe at, or wait, what was the total? You rolled a 56?
You rolled 11.
I rolled an
Oh
11.
yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
I
So-
got it.
You swing at one, but perhaps they're so tightly packed that you misjudge your swing for the moment and are unable to strike or at best perhaps score the paint on Trooperbot number 3. So that brings us to Miraz or Sable. Remember, this is still the first round. This is the deliberate phase of the first round. You're muted, Martin.
I was possibly gonna use the stem pack on Chris's character, so I don't know if he wants me to go first. If I can even do that, can I get that far to do that on him?
You could only do the moves
Yeah.
because you've already done.
Yeah, it's all one zone. You can move up to him, but technically it would take another action to interact.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll do that and offer it to
Where,
him.
whoa. Go back, hold your horses.
Right.
If he comes to you, you can get the
Then
stem
you
back
can
into
interact
this
with
round.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that would be better for him to come to me, and then I use my action.
and then you interact. Yeah, is that what you guys want to do?
Because the cargo bay has all of the thing, so
It's blocked. Yeah.
what I'm going to do is run the opposite way and go, Gabe, if you could deal with these rebellions, but do it quietly. Thank you very much.
I'm trying,
goodbye."
sir. I'm trying.
So you need to run into where Sable is if you want her to be able to use a stim pack on you. Which you can. Like that's.
Can I run that
You
far?
just need to run into it.
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely. Yeah, it's all
Okay.
kind of one zone at this point. It's fine. The doors are open.
She just
So,
told it out.
so I don't know that Sable has a stim pack, but knowing that she is much more well equipped and much more disposable than what I am, I run to Sable and inform her of the bots in
Well,
the corridor.
she could have shouted at you too, like, "Come here!" You know.
No, that definitely didn't happen. The
Fair enough.
Catwoman does not have the intelligence to do so.
Wow. Wow.
That meow.
Can we just remember that was like above table? That wasn't a conversation that was heard. Okay, so
No, I got you. I got you. It's
we-
out of character. I got
That
you.
was for the
Yeah.
viewers only. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Okay, so
So,
Miraz, you move. Sable, are you going to use the stim pack?
Oh, you're muted.
Am I muted?
You are.
No, you weren't muted
No,
that
no,
time.
no.
Your mic just cut out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Well, but he's not gonna know that I just found a stem pack, right? I've just ran around, found it. I guess it's in my hand, and he's just like,
He's jumping
No, I
over.
ran
Well,
into
he
you.
ran into
I ran
you.
into you to tell you that there is some robots outside that you must deal with.
okay, and I'm just like, oh, like I found this chemical stem pack. Do you want me to heal you before I deal with the bad guys?
Well, that would make a lot of sense. Yes, as you know, like I'm more important than you.
Wow.
Way to get yourself healed, mate.
I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna stab it myself and not get any benefit.
Oh, okay. Stim pack used.
Oh.
I might just, yeah,
That's
try
what-
again.
I mean,
and
I
try-
feel like my guy is gonna need it in a minute.
That's what we think of bougie bitches.
I was gonna be like, maybe try again, Chris, and I might do it. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, to be fair, he's not super hurt. Like, remember, we retconned the crit.
The injury, yeah.
So he's taken some damage, but he's not super hurt. Like, he's
Do you
not
know
even
what?
halfway down yet.
you know what? For that response, I'll be just like, do you know what? I should go as well. You seem fine, and I'll just run past
You know
it.
what you should do? You should give him the
Okay.
stim pack, but you should jab him right in his penis with it. Like, just stab him in the sorest place, or right on the elbow or something.
It hurts, but it heals at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine it's a needle,
So
like
where-
a stim pack in Fallout. So you just stick the needle in like a fucking bone, like his elbow or something. Right in the
Oh, come on,
sternum.
you-
So where are you gonna move Sable to?
Well, I'm pretty good with my gun actually, so I kind of want to be here.
Okay. Do you want to use the doorway as cover?
Yeah, basically, because my armor's shit, so I want to use the
Yeah,
doorway.
yeah.
So I, do my little laser gun thing. When
Sure.
there's the football, which I
So
can't do.
basically, the way that the cover is going to work is you'll have hard cover. So if you do get hit, it will be the equivalent to you wearing metal armor when they hit you.
Yay.
So
Okay.
that's going to reduce the amount of damage you potentially take. I don't know if that's actually the rule. I just came up with that off the top of my head, and I don't want to look it up right now. But it sounds good to me.
That's the way to run it.
I mean, that was my plan, was basically because I checked my stats. I'm pretty good with like ranged attacks, but I want to have some covers.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
Okay, now the bad news is that's all of your actions. It's deliberate phase. They haven't used any AP, so they are now going to take their full attacks. I have 3 targets, so they're going to attack 3 separate people. We'll start with Strafe. What is Strafe's defense rating?
Where do I find
against
my
ranged attacks? So it should be on the left-hand side underneath your special abilities of your character sheet.
Armor and defense, about halfway down on the left.
Armor and defense.
Why?
All right. Swift
my
bonus
autofocus keeps
+2,
going out.
melee defense +20, range defense +20. So +20
Okay.
all the way over.
So they're going to be shooting at you, so it's going to be -20. All right, so a 76. You're not wearing armor.
Do I have any
okay.
kind of maneuvers bonus?
That's your defense bonus. You were,
Okay.
yeah, that's worked in. So as it shoots at you, you're still doing pretty darn good. 76. The shot, although it's pretty close to you, just thuds into the floor next to you and misses completely. One of them is going to shoot at Cabe. Cabe's defense is 20 as well, is it not? Range defense?
Range defense total 20, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so same roll.
You
Ooh,
would roll higher
good
than me,
roll.
you son of a bitch.
But
129.
Cabe has metal armor. So that is
Increase your natural
still
armor by 1
pretty
step.
hurtful.
So it's a heavy plate and
129.
minor, costs 1 BP. Increase your natural armor by 1 step.
Yeah, that's already figured in.
Right.
You have metal armor as opposed to light armor, which your kin normally have. So you're going to take 22 points of damage to your hit points.
Does but a dent.
Not really damage. It's more like, strain,
Did you
stress.
say
But
22?
unfortunately, yeah, 22. But unfortunately, you also suffer a superficial critical,
Oh.
which is very low, thankfully.
Yeah.
46. Could have been a lot worse. Focused impact damage the target's abdomen. So your abdomen plates take some additional damage. Leave them breathless and with the taste of oil in your mouth. Target is stunned +8 damage. So you take additional 8 points of damage and you're stunned. Now, what that
Okay.
means is you're going to have to use an action point to recover from being stunned next
And then
round.
I'll only be able to do a quick attack and not a main attack.
And then, exactly, right.
Can I, as a free action for flavor, can I spit the bile oil that comes up? Can I spit it out
Absolutely.
at them?
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
Heck
do
yeah.
that.
All right, finally, Sable is at +30 for defense, so they're going to try and shoot at you in the doorway, keeping in mind that you technically have heavy armor. Ooh, 36, yeah, that's... Ooh, is that in their fumble range, actually?
I mean,
Base 6?
I've got range defense 30, and then you said I had another 30, which is only 60, right? So that's
No. So your range defense is 30, but you're considered to have metal armor right now. So if they did hit you, the damage would be less.
okay.
Your defense is
They
still the
did.
same.
They hit the door right next to you. You see the blaster score it, and maybe some sparks fly up in your face, but no damage, nothing to harm you.
Thank
Okay, so that is their deliberate phase. Back to the assessment phase. So in the assessment phase, does anybody have any ongoing damage? No. Any ongoing Abilities known. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the assessment phase. So then we move into the next phase. I guess I should use the appropriate terms for these, right? What is the second phase called? I was calling it the quick phase.
The luteal phase.
The what phase?
Never mind. That's menstruation cycle.
Oh, it is the quick phase. So quick phase. Does anybody want to do anything in the quick phase, like say recover from being stunned?
Yeah, I'm recovering from being stunned.
So Cabe recovers from being stunned. Anybody else doing anything in the quick phase?
What Chris said, my character would like to menstruate for a few seconds from what
Okay,
he gave
that's
me.
actually a free action for you.
Okay, I menstruate for a few seconds.
What
Since you're a Catwoman, do you have to do it 9 times in the?
Yes,
Probably.
Yeah.
What were you saying,
Probably,
Dustin?
one of my powers is physical enhancement. How would I use that?
Okay, so invoking a power is a process, but it's not terribly difficult. So basically, you have to determine whether or not you want to push it at all to increase its effectiveness. But if you just want to go for the physical enhancement, activating a power is a 2 action point action. So you have to do it during the deliberate phase.
Okay. All right, so I can't do it right now.
No.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, then I'm just going to try and take another swipe at bot number 3.
As a quick attack, or do you want to wait until the deliberate phase to not have that penalty?
You know what? I'll wait till the deliberate phase.
Okay. Because you don't have to do anything in the quick phase if you want to use both of your action points in the deliberate phase.
I'll
Okay,
use it in
so-
the deliberate phase.
Nice. Sable. Is Sable doing anything for sure? You're just waiting for the deliberate phase
Can I
to shoot?
So injury wise, who's taken? I can't. I guess I can't heal the robot anyway with the stem pack, right?
You can't actually. Yeah, the robot needs to be repaired, no stim packs.
So I can only heal Chris's character anyway if I needed to, and he's not that bad. So can I do one shot as a quick attack?
You can do a quick shot, so it's a -20 plus another -20 for their defense. You're at -40. What would your total be?
Let's see, because I'm gonna try and do my because I'm pretty good with the rifle thing.
With the gun?
Yeah, with the gun. So is that the skills one, or is that the weapons and attacks one? Because my heavy.
So
heavy
it's
heavy blaster pistol says max result 130. But do I have
yeah,
to
that's just if you hit. So your skill for small arms
which
is
plus
70.
70.
So 70 plus
70 minus
So
40.
-40, you're at +30 with
So
a
you-
quick shot.
So basically, you can either attack it plus 30 twice or attack it plus 50 once.
I'll just do one attack then, which is plus 50.
Okay, so you want to wait for the deliberate
That's in the
round
next-
for that
That's
then.
in the next phase.
That's the next phase.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Sable is waiting for the deliberate phase. What about Miraz? What are you doing, Chris? This is still the
So
quick phase.
Sable, can I talk to the computer in this phase?
Yeah. That's going to be
Um,
interact, so that'll be one action point, but yeah, you can.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to the computer. I'm going to say, computer, there are some miscreants on the ship, rapscallions firing at crewmates. Do you have any internal defense mechanisms that don't involve locking doors?
Turrets.
Computing.
I love the use of the word rapscallions, Chris. That's a belter. Hoodlums.
I feel like
Computing.
I would say rapscallions. Like
Aye, hoodlums.
I feel-
Rapscallions.
I feel that Dustin taught him that word, and I don't appreciate that, Dustin.
Ne'er do wells.
What's
So
that?
the computer responds.
Don't
The
teach.
computer
Don't
responds. Oh,
Don't
go ahead.
teach Chris new words. No, I was just saying, Justin, don't teach Chris new words.
The computer responds. The Nebula does not have internal anti-personnel technology.
They're not personnel, they're fucking robots, you fucking useless robot. I guess at that point the computer just like shuts down like Siri does when you swear.
So the computer says, I could electrocute the corridor.
Oh.
No, that fucks me up as well.
Oh.
It fucks everybody up.
It fucks everybody up. Yeah, humans don't like electricity either, actually. It's not just robots.
Does very strange things to our nervous
Preparing
system.
for corridor electrocution. In 5,
Oh.
4, 3.
Have you guys all moved?
I'm in the.
No,
I'm in the.
They
I'm in
can't.
the-
This is
I
your
can't.
action.
I
Alright, sorry.
I'm in the
3. You're not going to tell it to stop?
I'm in the door. I'm in the
computer
door.
cease electrocution phase.
Action
Modal
cease.
point
Hold your
1
action
seconds
for 3 turns or something. I don't know.
Action ceased.
I'm in the doorway, so I wouldn't think I'd be affected. So I don't care.
So,
what does so? Here's my question: does the
Okay.
computer only talk to the person directly, or is the computer like
on a
announcing?
loudspeaker.
no, so when you address the computer specifically, it only responds to you using the technology in the room that you're in. It's not
Okay.
a ship-wide announcement.
Okay.
So I never heard that.
Okay, no, you didn't. So that was the action for you. You interacted with the computer, gave you some opportunities.
But I
Yeah.
would have heard. But I would have possibly heard that he tried.
You
to
may have
kill-
heard that, yeah, for sure.
I may have heard he tried to.
The
kill
door's
him.
open, yeah, you may have heard it. So the trooper bots again are just preparing to take a full action to fire. So back to the top, deliberate actions. Cabe can only, I don't know why I can't, there we go. Cabe can only take a
take a
single
quick
action
attack.
point because he had to recover.
Yeah, I could take a quick attack, so that was
Miraz
plus 45.
can only take a single action point, but Sable and Strafe both have both of your action points to spend.
'Cause he-
On bot number 3.
Bot number 3 from Strafe. Okay.
Come on, 139 on the attack.
139.
That's good.
That was only minus 20, correct? Or
That was
did you
my-
subtract anything?
That was plus 45,
Oh, I'm sorry. That was
which is my 85 minus
Cabe
20
shooting?
minus 20.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Cabe shooting.
Oh wait, hang on,
My
because
mistake.
I think I should be minus 5. I think I should be plus 35 and not plus 45. Let me double check the numbers, please. So
I'm going after 3, and I think he's going after 2.
assault weapons is
Okay.
75. It's 35, not it should be plus 35, not plus 45. So that's 129.
129. Okay. 129.
And that's on number 2.
Yep. Okay. So that is going to deal some damage.
Should I just roll the same again, don't I?
No, hang on.
I'm gonna change
Make
it
sure
now.
you change the modifier to plus 35.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes.
$95. That's not a success, is it? Oh no, it's just damage, isn't it?
95. No, this is the crit. So
That's good.
a brutal impact smashes the chest plate and into the rear architecture, what might be a spine in a living creature, of the trooper bot.
Nice.
He has to pass a resistance roll. He does not.
Nice.
Or become incapacitated. Okay, so he is incapacitated.
That's 2 out of
Plus
2
additional
incapacitated.
damage. Well, he has a chance to come back. But for now, he's incapacitated. Okay. Oh, that was supposed to be Trooper Bot number 3, wasn't it?
No, that was
we're
2.
going to move number 3 down. Oh, it was 2?
That
okay.
was 2, yeah.
Yeah, he was aiming for 2.
Strafe is going
I'm
to
aiming
attack
for
3.
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
go ahead for Strafe then.
What am I rolling? Because my melee is plus 85.
Uh-huh. Minus 20, so you're rolling plus 65.
Plus 65.
Yep.
All right, let's see if we can do this.
Come on. Unlucky.
84.
That looks good.
No, it doesn't.
10,
Age over 100.
Actually, wait a second. Plus 10, plus that's 19, plus 65, 84. Okay.
So 84, you do manage to strike it, but not enough for a critical though.
That's
but
a
you can
partial
feel your
success,
blade
isn't it?
burn a line into it.
If I use that drive point, would it push it up to make it a critical?
So in this case, it's not about levels of success. It's about the actual die roll for damage.
Okay.
So you could add 20 to it, which would make it 105. That's not pushing it into the range of a critical, though. It would do additional damage.
It
Would
becomes a
that
success rather
incapacitate
than
it?
a.
Oh no, it wouldn't incapacitate it.
All right, so I just want to do the damage to it. Then I'll save
Okay,
the drive
sounds
point
good.
for later. Yeah.
So that is your full deliberate action, and Sable. You see Strafe strike the bot on the left-hand side, but doesn't seem to do a lot of damage to it, and then the bot on the right-hand side is totally undamaged.
Gonna pew pew with my guns to the one that's at least slightly damaged. Or let's see.
So you're using a full action to, like, 2 action points to attack, so you're only dealing with their defense, which is minus 20.
Yep. So that is my small arms, right? So plus 70. Plus whatever.
Minus 20, so plus 50.
So plus 50. So plus 50 to whatever I roll.
Yep.
Let's fingers crossed, guys.
Oh.
That is not pleasant.
Not great.
That's not
So yeah,
pleasant.
your shot goes very, very wide. I don't know, was that in fumble range? No, that's not in the fumble range.
Thank God, because I would have killed someone in our group.
You might have, but yeah, no, you shoot, and perhaps you're still just getting used to the movements of the ship and strike the ceiling next to them. That is it. Everybody else has taken their or no, Miraz still has a quick action, a single action point to spend.
Notify my crew in the corridor that there will be an electric shock very shortly and they should evacuate.
Okay. So all of you in the corridor hear an announcement. Crew, be advised. Corridor will suffer an electrical stimulus in 0.75 seconds.
Can I take a step back in that time because I'm in the doorway? So
0.75 seconds.
So I would imagine I've got enough time to step back in those seconds of him.
That'll be next round. And you're in the doorway, so you're fine. However, they're still going to get their shots off. So the number 3 is going to, well, not that it matters, is going to try to hit Strafe. Who is at plus 20, I believe.
Mhm. Yep.
Ooh, 128.
Well, no, my defense is 20.
Yes, I subtracted that from their attack roll.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it's a pretty heavy hit. So you're going to take 27 points, 27 hit points.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a lot on you.
It is.
Like bad, because I've still got the stim pack. If it's bad.
It might be.
It's quite serious, like. Is it a crit?
And, oh wait. Do they have lasers or blasters? The blaster rifles. Okay, so, what was that for the crit? 124?
Yeah, 124. Yeah.
And, but it was only superfish? No, it was light, so it can go up to that point. Okay. So, the impact caves in the sternum. Your ribs crack.
Oh.
You cough out a clot of blood, and your breathing becomes a struggle. You're stunned.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to suffer -30 to all actions, and you are slowed until your injury is treated.
Okay.
You're going to take an additional 24 points of damage.
Oh.
But to confirm, right? So the stim pack can it get rid of the condition that he's had, or does it just
No.
give him HP?
No, the
Just
stim pack
HP.
just gives back health.
So I can't.
And you also currently have bleed 8, which will
Oh.
happen in the assessment phase.
Oh joy.
You fucked me.
So-
That was a sore one. How much
Yeah,
was
that
total
one-
hit points?
What did I say? It was 27 initially, and then with the crit is 18.
55.
I only had 65 to begin with, so I'm down to 10 hit points. And I get an
Really?
8 bleed.
Really?
No, you're
Yeah.
at 20 hit points,
I'm at 20.
20?
Okay. Ooh,
but you have 8 bleed. Okay.
So you might
probably
need
gonna.
my,
Yeah,
might
I'm
need-
gonna
You
need
buy-
some help. real quick.
you're gonna need my stim pack. I'm
He's
actually
definitely going to need that stim
You're
pack.
gonna need a stim pack.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
second one will shoot at. You're not incapacitated though, strangely. The second one will shoot at Cabe, who is also -20. Is that correct? Range.
20, yeah.
So I can just re-roll
Haha.
for a total of 89
Partial
against
success.
metal armor. Cabe is going to lose 8 hits, and that is it. No critical.
8 hit points just, yeah.
Yep, 8 hits.
Cool. Gonna take that all day.
All right, and that is their actions. So now we are back to the top of the round, assessment phase. And Strafe loses 8 hit points.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
So am I able to like run over to him and like jab the stim pack in him?
In 5 seconds, then run back out.
So moving is an action point. Interaction is an action point. So that's going to be move in the quick phase, jab in the deliberate phase, and that's your actions
And
for
when's
the
this
round.
electricity going off?
Oh shit! Yeah,
This round.
He organized that, didn't he?
In the quick phase or the deliberate phase?
Oh no, it'll be in the deliberate phase.
Okay.
So it's
And
Maybe-
Strafe can still move, so you can all get out of the room, get out of the corridor.
oh right. Okay. So to confirm, Chris, are you electrocuting the floor? What with the wording that you said? Because I can probably climb on the roof.
He said the corridor.
Yeah,
so
the
it's-
the corridor is gonna get fucked.
Okay.
Well, if I know that the corridor is going to get,
You
Fuck,
did hear
pretty
the
hard.
announcement.
yeah, so this little spot down here, this circle, Do I have access to it? Can I just jump off the floor so that the shock misses me?
I'm gonna say no. And
Okay.
since that door is not already open, it's gonna take an action point to interact with it. I would say your safest bet is to run back into the barracks where Sable is
All right.
to get out of the corridor.
I'm gonna run back into the barracks where Sable is.
Is this door open?
No,
It's
well,
blocked.
it's open, but it's blocked.
So
Mhm.
you can't get through it. So, well, I guess then. So if he does that, then can I use my quick action to use the stem pack on, or is that a full action?
Yeah, he's close enough to you. You can, and you're in the doorway, so it's easy enough for you to just lean. So yeah, you can go ahead and use the stim pack on him.
I'm just gonna look at I'm gonna look at Mirage as I do this and just like, you're the most valuable member of the team. We need you and your Cockney robot. Like, I love you so much. But I
think you mean Strafe, or do you get them all confused because they're all humans?
I mean, I don't understand non-cat people. Like, I only understand.
That's fair.
Cheetah.
I think it's really funny that
Lion.
you're referring to Strafe as Mirage. Like, it's really funny.
I mean, I also get I get names mixed up in real life too. So yeah, just like, you know.
No, I think it fits. I think it's great.
Yeah, but I make direct eye contact with Chris's character as I do this and stab the stem back in him, but look straight in Chris's eyes.
I'm too busy gazing at myself in a mirror because I made such a cunning plan.
I'm looking in the mirror.
You're just like,
really
what?
funny.
You're like, what a plan, eh? What a plan.
Okay, so I can't find what a stim pack does in.
All right.
I don't know if it's even in there. So I'm gonna rule. It is a stim pack. I think it's meant to be a useful item. It is going to stop Strafe's bleeding. Assuming that he doesn't engage in any heavy activity. And it's also going to restore, and I'm just going to make it super useful, 10 hits.
Yay! So now you love me.
Just make it an automatic 10 with a removal bleeding. You're still slowed.
Saves his
You're
life.
still in danger. But yeah, it stops you from bleeding to death. Okay, so
It's like a healing potion, right? I don't need to roll anything. It's just like a...
correct. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Yep. Okay, so Cabe, are you going to stay in the corridor? I would
No.
advise that you don't.
Okay. I was thinking about it. Move out the fucking way, cat moving.
I'm busy. I can't. I don't think I actually can. I think
Okay,
You can move past her. You can move past her.
I'll move past her or through her. Either way, I'm getting
Right,
past
yeah.
her.
Okay.
Fucking
And-
move.
Mirage is just admiring himself in the mirror, you said, Chris?
Well, as I do that, and I've seen that all my teammates get through, I say to the computer to close the door so that the rapscallions can't follow.
Sable's in the doorway.
Yeah, but if the computer has a problem with that, then I guess
Wait,
we've
wait,
got
wait,
two
wait,
Sable
wait, wait,
for-
wait, wait, wait. Is that not the door that I broke?
Oh, that is the door you broke. Cannot comply.
Okay. Computer, you're a bitch. And then I just stare into the mirror and then in my face and play Pot of Greed and draw 3 cards.
if he's talking to the computer this much, I'm gonna be like, computer, lock
Okay.
the bathroom door.
So-
I'm
You
like,
computer
know, I
says-
can't talk to the computer.
I can talk to the computer if I want to.
The computer says enacting defense protocol. And the entire corridor, Sable has a good view of it because she's right there in the doorway, just has arcing electricity going every which way through it.
Yes.
Since there are 4 bots, I'm going to give each of you the opportunity to roll a critical lightning strike against each one with a bonus of plus 80.
Oh yeah. So we're just rolling a
So
D100 plus 8
yeah,
each.
whoever wants to start, each of you gets a roll plus 80.
I'm ready, I'll go first.
Is it like for any
Somebody's already
roll?
Chris has already went. Chris has got
122. And only Sable can see this happening.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
The target's chassis seems to... Hang on. What was that one? 90?
got
Okay,
90.
don't roll anymore. Let me read these.
I'll write that down for you.
But I've killed someone. I think I've got a 90 plus my other bit.
Okay, so for the first roll, target's chassis seems to conduct electrical energy particularly well. Unsurprisingly, it's a robot. Target is stunned and suffers another superficial critical lightning strike at the beginning of the next round, plus 20 damage. So we'll start with this guy.
Persistent damage, basically.
And stunned. Alright, so what was the second roll?
90.
Was that
90
plus
80.
the 80? Oh, 90
Yes.
plus 80.
So 170.
So the maximum you can get is 150 on these tables. But we're going to go with it. Brutal Charge disrupts the very molecular structure of the robot. Its entire body melts and forms a puddle of molten metal on the ground.
Just microwaved it.
Do a flavor roll if you'll allow it. Because I want.
What's that?
Can I do a flavor roll as that happens?
Sure.
As that happens, I want to be like, see, computer, don't mess with us. Just let us fucking go through.
Okay. So
I got next one.
I still need a roll from Chris and.
Oh no, I rolled. I rolled.
Oh, yours was the first roll. I got you. So this is Cave's.
166 for me.
So again, brutal charge disrupts the molecular structure. The entire chassis melts into a puddle of molten metal.
You have been microwaved.
And then finish it off with Dustin.
117.
117. Electricity runs through the foe's chassis, causing massive electrical damage. Target is stunned and knocked prone. Minus 20 on all actions. 5 bleed. I know it's weird, but they do take bleed. And plus 18 damage.
The way I see bleed damage on a robot is it's like it's.
Oh, hang on.
Sparking it.
No, this one has a special for synthetic, which it is. Target must also pass a hard minus 20 body resistance roll. Okay. So that's really bad for him. Gets a bonus of 10. And he failed.
Oh shit! They roll.
Or become held until the injury is treated, as whole sections of their body are fused together. So he's effectively incapacitated as well.
He's welded together.
After a few moments, the lightning storm in the hallway dies down, and all seems quiet.
Can I use one of my deceptive rolls and be like, guys, I managed to hack the computer and kill everyone. I think we're fine. Follow me. I'm just gonna.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Cabe and Strafe have no reason not to believe you.
I'd be like, guys, I managed to do it. Guys, follow me. Like,
I'm just gonna be like, good job, and run right behind.
You guys didn't hear my whole monologue of me staring into a mirror going, my god, what a fucking mighty plan.
No one heard it. No one heard it.
Anyway, let's get to this escape pod and get off this ship before any more of them come. Are these ones actually dead? Or if not, I'm just going to jump on their heads on the way past.
So a couple of them are not dead, but you can dispatch them easily enough in the condition that they're in.
I'll give them a swift boot in their robot balls, yeah.
Sure. Or just blast them in the head as you pass by. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very easy to take out the ones that are still. As you do, though, the ones that are still like functioning because 2 of them are just gone, right? They're puddles of molten iron on the ground. But the other 2 are like, no, please don't, no, and then whatever you do to destroy them, they get destroyed.
No mercy for a weak, shitty bot.
That's really funny that Cave is like, you're nothing.
You're
nothing compared to me. Yeah.
I mean, Justin, you need to do the other one because you have the other robot friends. Do you want to?
But Strafe is like an honorable warrior because he's a Star Knight. He'll be like, no, stay down.
These are vile tools of the Starmaster, though.
All right.
Who you stand against.
Okay, well, in that case.
And again, they're just tools. It's not like they're living creatures.
Well, I
They don't have no
believe
kids.
that you said that I heard the spine crack of one of them.
I said what would have been the spine.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
it's architecture. Yeah.
All right. So as that they're just machines, then I'll just go ahead and dispatch the head of one of them, and
Sure.
Bedlam will be like, "Oi, grab me that head!" I'm gonna wear him like a hat.
That's hilarious. That robot is crazy. So yeah, the doorway to the escape pod chamber is unlocked and accessible to you
right,
now.
let's go.
As you enter that chamber, which is pretty much the end of the scenario, as it were. The escape pod bay is circular chamber with high dome ceiling. Its walls are lined with launch hatches. The air is filled by acrid smoke and by the deafening sound of the emergency klaxons that have never stopped. Most of the escape pods are damaged beyond repair, crushed, scorched by fire, and you can see through the windows that some of the crew unfortunately died in those destroyed escape pods as they were trying to evacuate. And again, I don't know what's going on with my autofocus.
Is there enough escape pods left for the 5 of us? Well, for the
I'm
4
getting
of us.
there. Only one seems to be completely functional. Its hatch blinking with a reassuring green light. And it does have room for all of you. Even better.
Good.
So you pile into this escape pod, which actually seats 6.
I was getting ready to ride
but
on the
obviously
outside of it
there's-
because I thought there was not going to be enough space.
No.
I was going to do a big speech about me being a cat one and being able to repopulate the earth. So, I mean, didn't have to do that.
That's funny. That's a Red Dwarf
I mean,
reference,
that's
isn't
how-
it?
It is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to get that in.
It's been a while since I saw that, yeah.
Same.
All right, so that's it. You guys eject. The escape pod ejects from the Nebula, and as you fall towards the planet beneath you, you can see the Nebula flying in a direct path towards the star cruiser of the Darkmaster, as it is pounded by massive laser fire and clearly crippled. You can see explosions and fires venting out into space. You have very little hope for the survival of Captain Dravik, but he succeeded in screening the escape pod as it falls to the planet, and you seem to not be being pursued by any fighters or transports. And
He went down with the ship.
R.I.P. Dravik. We went down with his ship.
Well, you never know.
I mean, I don't think he made it out of that.
Yeah, it's space opera though. You never know. He could show back
Stranger
up
things
later.
have happened.
Yeah. But that's it. That is the playtest. For now, they may. I think they said that they might be adding chapters to the playtest as work on the game continues. Right, so there might be another playtest coming up with it being on the planet, but I can't guarantee that.
Well, I had a lot of fun. I'll play again if you want to run it again.
Yeah, as of right now, this is all I have. I don't even have... It's still in early playtest. I don't even have the tools to generate more adventure. I literally have a stat block for those robots, and that's it.
Well,
and the rules, obviously, but yeah.
it's cool that
If you want
companies
any
put out
feedback-
these free
Before
playtests.
we
And if you want any
before we
feedback after the
evacuate-
game, let me know.
Yeah.
I can feedback.
before we evacuate, because I didn't hear Sable tell the lie that they told. I asked the computer to play my theme tune, which is Evacuate the Corridor, which is a remix of Evacuate the Dance Floor. As I walk down proud as punch and take the one seat in the escape pod that has a crimson red lining and eloquent cushion.
So there's only one escape pod, and it has
Yeah.
none of those things.
No, it definitely does. I just made it canon.
And the
In
computer
that one.
is left computing as you ask it to play your theme song because it's not quite sure what you're referring to. It only has these aren't supercomputers. They can't just generate things on the fly. But it does, after a few moments, find some respectable like jaunty marching.
Please, Jamiroquai.
Tune.
Jamiroquai Space Cowboy. It's the
Oh, that'd be funny.
return of the Space Cowboys.
That's a good sign.
That's a good song.
And yeah, so you all evacuate to the planet below. So good times.
Yay.
Bedlam swears revenge because they killed his girlfriend.
To be fair, we totally forgot about Bedlam during the action because he does have stats. Like he can attack, not well.
Yeah, it's like
His combat bonus is plus 25. His defense is plus 10.
Yeah, he's not too shabby. Right, let's
He only has 40 hit points.
let's wrap up then. I'll wrap up my video and we can wrap up
Yeah.
Chris's Twitch. Thank you very much, Brian. That was fantastic fun, and I'll happily play it again if it comes up again. Thanks, Chris, for streaming us to Twitch. Thanks, Chris's audience, for checking us out. As always, we appreciate you and we love you. Thanks, Chris, for playing, Martin for playing, and Dustin for playing. You guys are superstars, as always.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And thanks to the viewers on YouTube for watching. We are RxOliver and the gang. This was Against the Starmaster, Burning Nebula. We'll see you soon for the next one. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Peace.
And remember, Star will always wars.